Hello everyone, welcome. You are watching IESF Austria National Qualifiers, day number 2. I know you guys missed me in day number 1, but here I am again. My name is Kronos, of course, alongside me, the one and only Fredo. Fredo, how you doing today?
Fine. And of course, I'm really excited to cast another tournament today. And why not? Is the upper bracket going on right now for Austria?
Exactly. It is the upper bracket that's going on. And at the moment, we want to see which team can go against one another. And it's going to be pretty, we've got Flying Eagles on the blue side, of course. And on the red side, we have, Piano, Wolf. Correct me if I'm wrong, Fredo.
Violet xylophones. Violet
Violet
xylophones.
xylophones, because I was like, it's got to be a musical instrument. I mean, you know why? Because let's not forget, we got Flying Eagles, the former champions of Austria, going against them. So I think if you ask me, Flying Eagles got the upper hand. Of course, they got some of the star players as well. They got Wolkenstern. Let's not forget that. I know Audi is in the VC laughing about it, but at the same time, right now, I know you can't wait any longer. Austria, we're going to get straight into the draft, so don't go anywhere as we are right now. Feels like it's gonna be a difficult one for them to deal with, especially if you are on the side of Violet Xylophones. But Flying Eagles right now might actually be able to take away the entire thing, if you ask me, slowly but surely. Yeah, it is. It is. They're a team to watch out for sure. And if you ask me, seems like Soda knows what he's doing, of course. But let's not forget that if I'm not wrong, Soda was actually a part of Flying Eagles at one point, if you ask me.
Yeah, he was, but now he's switched his sides. But of course, we still have Wolkenstern on the side of Flying Eagles, who was the champion in the previous season. But in this season, once again, he's coming. He's coming with his new lineup here. Of course, a few members change here and there, but they'll still try to do the same things like the previous season. Again, they'll try to win the tournament.
Yeah, I think at the moment, Badang is there, and then you got Sicilian on the blue side. You also get Hayabusa. And I feel like, if you ask me, Hayabusa definitely looking to get some pickoff game going, with Sicilian trying securing the late game with the poke from the high ground as well. But on the other side, if you take a look, they have this Belleric, which could be a problem. So right now, they got to think twice before they actually, find the right angle for the marksman to be picked up, because you can see already Granger is being picked up, the Harith has gone from the table, the Iritel being banned out as well, to make sure that Stefan kind of has a better laning phase. And now you're left with a few answers, which is basically either the Moskov or maybe the Claude. So, and the Beatrix maybe also, right? You also have the carry. I know I'm going to start listing all marksmen right now, Fredo, but will they actually fare well against the Belleric, and especially in the laning phase against Granger? Yeah, I think they don't want to leave any stone unturned, right? Putting this Belleric in the EXP lane, making sure they have enough CC with the Wrath of the Dryads to be a problem, and then you get that suppression. And let's not forget, like you mentioned, the former Global to Franco, of course, going to be dealing quite a lot of, you know, gonna be a threat in the Land of Dawn. He's just got to move around, making his presence felt, especially in the early game with this Iron Hook. But on the other side, this Hylos might be the answer, because he is so tanky that he's going to be the one body blocking for the entire team. And if they find a way, right? If they find a way, it's got to be this Alpha, but then you're not going to be able to reach that Sicilian. Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be a difficult one for them to deal with. It's just a matter of time. Will they be able to find answers for the side of Flying Eagles? And will they be able to take care of what is theirs in this upper bracket finals, right? They want to move on to the next stage. They want to make sure they are one of the top teams, cement their place. So it's gonna be a tough one. It's gonna be a really tough one.
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed!
Yeah, they kind of figured that the Franco will be invading, because they understand that the early game prowess of the Franco might be a little too much for them to deal with. So making sure they get what they can on their side to make it easier, try and get their snowball to victory for the side of Flying Eagles. And you can see instantly they're trying to get the CC on with the Deathly Grasp as well from Wolkenstern, who will be looking to dictate the pace of this game, Fredo. Yeah, I think Fredo right Fredo, Franco right now, he got me confused, Fredo. I'm not gonna lie, he got me confused. This Franco right now is being a slight bit of a problem. 10-inch unbuffed, of course. You know what that means. He got that 10-inch Iron Hook unbuffed just yet. Maybe unlocked into the 4th level. He's going to get that. You can see the Iron Hook playing dividends already, but the Retribution making sure YSAM is able to get that creep and hit that level 4 power spike. Ooh. Yeah, he's gonna get the death of him. But he survives long enough to buy enough time for his team, but just enough time for the side of Flying Eagles to get the kill on time for the turtle to spawn as well. And that is first blood in the hands of Prada. Yeah, Wrath of the Dryad. Papa Hades was hooked by was protecting Unbuffed and making sure that Joker wouldn't die, but he gets taken out by the Curse Blast. And Wolkenstern is on the board. 1-0-1 KDA. You can see Sanguine Claws from Untouch is there. Retribution might come out on time. Oh, he actually misses, but he gets it after all, as Soda was just watching out. But right now, Stefan here making his rotation into the mid lane, deals a face full of bullets towards Untouch. As you know, the Clint is not the fastest one in the goal lane, right, Fredo? Yeah, especially after the nerf, you need to have those damage. Your wave clear has kind of been nerfed as well. They miss out on the Lethal Wanderer, so YSAM finding ways to catch up to gold at the moment. And you can see, if you look at the itemization as well, Stefan just got the Hunter Strike. So it's the power spike that the Granger's looking for. But on the other side, endless battle to be built from maybe Jay. But right now, in towards the top side, Wolkenstern and 10-inch Unbuffed, not standing apart, but Violet Xylophones will be looking to get that 10-inch kind of separation between both of them. Ooh! Hey, Fredo, I don't know, call it the caster's blessing, because right now, the side of Flying Eagles, they are on the hunt. 4-0 on the board. And they realize that Soda is the problem, so they're not letting him breathe whatsoever. And you can see left, right, and the center trying to catch him off guard. Sanguine Claws in the mid lane, however, making sure that Wolkenstern does not go away freely. Poking him down, softening him up for the blow from YSAM later on.
And there it goes, Prada taking the turtle away for free. And now they're looking to take the river flow and go to the other side.
Oh, you can see instantly they go into the Sphere of Alpha. Right now they go in, suppression coming out from on towards YSAM. But here's the Ogi Shadow kill. And I think Flying Eagles backs against the wall right now. 4 kills down. They made it back instantly by the side of Violet Xylophones. And all thanks to Soda.
Soda, man, this guy. He literally rotated all the way from top lane to, come and set it up for his teammates. And now, look at that. They're making the comeback. I mean, it was 4-0 just a few moments ago, and now it's 4-4. And now they're in the lead. They're in the driving seat. And that's exactly why this guy is one of those players that we need to look out for. Soda right here, setting it up for Violet Xylophones.
Yeah, I think Soda has been the key player for Violet Xylophones, and I think that's why you could feel the presence of Wolkenstern Unbuffed, as well as Prada and Papa Hades, right? They were all on the EXP side the entire game. Not something you usually see quite often, Fredo. They always want to get the gold lane down and make sure they have their gold laner Snowball, and they realized that even though maybe Jay could be a threat in the early and the late game phase, they wanted to take out the threat of Soda, and we can see why.
Yo, exactly. Soda's rotations is the reason why they, got the team fight into their favor. And right now, it's already clear why they were pressuring the EXP lane since the early phases. And now look at, maybe Jay is also coming online.
Oh my goodness, 10-inch Unbuff gets caught out. But oh my goodness, the Terrify came out right on time from Wolkenstern to buy enough time for their side of their team. But here comes Prada, Spear of Alpha. But Soda with the fist crack, creating the separation that maybe Jay needed. Got him the double, and Stefan picks up a double of his own.
Oh, Wolkenstern might be in some trouble here. He uses
Yeah.
the Fury, but he does not really. Oh, he actually gets away from that.
Nah, hold
I thought he
on.
had.
Oh my
Oh,
god!
oh, oh.
Oh no, 10-inch on buff finds Jay as well, and Jay will not be able to pick up that kill. Call that lucky, if you will, Fredo. Wolkenstern with all the luck on his side, but will that luck be enough to take the victory? That's the biggest question, right?
Yeah, exactly. That is the question right now. It seems like, even maybe Jay's making his moves. He's into the game right now. He's coming online with those items. He already has that endless battle. He'll be completing the Fury Hammer. I mean, he already has the Fury Hammer. He'll be completing the Heptasis quite soon, and that will be the online time for that clean right now. So yeah, definitely that's what they're looking for. But they need to end the game fast. Oh, another hook!
The Iron Hook connected. They used everything. Eternal Guardian as well. He goes for the Ogi Shadow kill. No, not yet connected to the Quad Shadow. Sam realized it wasn't the right time because Prada went in with the Spear of Alpha. Enough distance created, enough separation for the side of Flying Eagles to slowly and surely dominate the map.
Yep, slowly getting control once again. And once again, it relies on the hands of Soda to make a setup for his teammates. But here, it seems like the Hayabusa wants to give some pokes to the enemy just to make sure that they stay at bay. Yeah. But is it enough? I'm not really sure right now, because it seems like maybe Jay and Untouched, they need to do more than this to be able to, get back the control that they just missed out.
Yeah, it feels like a hard time for the side of Violet Xylophones. They find moments, they find sparks, right? That's what they are there, and the one to provide those sparks, those moments, comes from Soda. He does need the help of his team, however. He is the playmaker in this scenario. He's the only one that has enough CC to actually get anything going, but also the miracle from Untouched with that Sanguine Claws is the opening that they might be looking to play for as well. Maybe make Soda the secondary initiator, but I think as a Sicilian, to land your Sanguine Claws to create or start the team fight is quite hard. But the side of Flying Eagles finding a way with this Iron Hook, and let's not forget they also have the Wrath of the Dryads, Fredo.
Yep, exactly. So when you try to go in for an engage, the Wrath of the Dryads might break everything down. The tempo that you're going in with, it might be completely shattered with just one ult from that Belleric. And that is exactly why Soda is careful when the Belleric is around. In that last team fight where they got that 4 kills straight, the Belleric was not really there, but the thing is, Belleric is here now.
Oh my goodness. And guess what? The Joker made a joke of his own. He went in and got burst down after everything was used at them. The Eternal Guardian to secure the kill as well. So Wolkenstern making sure that there is enough time for his team. Right now, the Lord is up. They don't have the frontliner that they need, but Soda looking desperate to make a play. Papa Hades taken low, but Stefan creating the separation without the Rhapsody. But oh my goodness, the Iron Oak lands, but they miss out on the Retribution. Jay steals it away, and enough time, but Stefan wants more. He wants the kill. He's thirsty, but Soda watches out for that, gets the fist crack, and takes him down. The shutdown that the side of Violet Xylophones were looking for is there, available for them, and maybe Jay gets a little more aggressive. Right now, they go in, rather the Dryads they use even the Glorious Path to cut them off. Wolkenstern trying to survive, might get burst down, but here comes Prada with the Spear of Alpha, gets the kill. The Iron Hook catching Joker once again. And oh my goodness, double kill secured for the side of Flying Eagles, but the Lord for Violet Xylophones marching down the bot side.
Well, the overextension there from Violet Xylophones have costed them a price. They could have had more advantage with this Lord that they just took, but they threw away the advantage with that all play there. The overextension would really cost them right now, but of course maybe they're still trying to take some advantage out of that Lord, trying to go for the push, but it seems like Stefan will be able to keep him at bay, and Prada here might be getting caught. There comes the Yogi Shadow kill, and Sam will get that kill onto Prada as a revenge.
Yeah, hey, probably a revenge arc, right? Because momentum is what both teams are fighting for, and I think it's swinging both ways every single time. Flying Eagles find a way to get back on the map, instantly taken away by a little bit of an overextension, and Soda is always there to pick up the pieces. But then at the same time, Violet Xylophones trying to find a momentum of their own, but realize that Flying Eagles actually have the upper hand. And if you take a look at the gold, it's kind of even, and once again he went for the pick off Sam, and asking the questions, Flying Eagles, why are you really trying to get the pickoff?
Yep, that is exactly what you don't want to do right now. But once again, Joker.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
Everything being thrown at them. They're still surviving. Bat's impact making the play. Stefan kiting ever so beautifully. And they lose 1-1. But Soda for the side of Papa Hades. I think it's an EXP trade for EXP. And this is where Ysam was missed so much to not deliver the finishing blow. But I think both teams realize that they can go toe-to-toe against each other in a full 5v5 right now, Fredo.
Exactly. Both of them know that they have the firepower, they have the damage, they have the initiation as well. Not just the Iron Hook, but right now you just saw that the Belleric went in with that Flicker Wrath of Dryad. That was such a good initiation as well. So, I mean, on the other side of Violet Xylophones, you do have the high loss as well. And not just that, you have Soda for the setup with the Fist Crack. The combo is there.
Goodness.
And once again, this guy.
I don't know, Fredo. If I was the Joker, I mean, I don't think I'm having a great game right now. 1-8-4 on a high lows against a pickoff composition. Actually a pickoff and team fight, but I think 10-inch Unbuffed has outdone himself this time. Landing every single Iron Hook. I don't think he's actually missed one so far.
Yep, exactly. The only ones which he has missed is when he's just checking the bushes. But otherwise, okay, that might be one of the ones.
Oh,
that might be the one that he missed.
Sanguine Claws, Bat Impact, he connects, and that's a double tap, melting the front line of Flying Eagles untouched, making sure that 10-inch Unbuffed gets touched this time.
Oh, untouched, trying to take that blue buff that he needs, but Prada will still be able to get it away. But now the Lord is coming and they need to deal with it. But it seems like two members are down, so it should be an easy one for them. But once again, both the teams, they're not really utilizing the Lord to their potential because they can get a lot of value out of a Lord. I mean, they can push down turrets, but so far both the teams have not been able to take down turrets with the Lord that they've taken. So both the teams really need to be focusing on using the Lord the right way, not overextending after a fight, because I mean both the teams are making similar mistakes, don't you think, Fred? Kronos?
Yeah, you're right, Fredo. I think the Franco got us thrown in for a loop, right? We're calling the Franco Fredo, calling the Fredo Franco. I think it's just the way that he's been playing. But if you ask me, you're right. Oh, I thought the hook was gonna get extended and he was gonna steal the purple buff, because that's what his hooks look like so far. And he's been doing such a brilliant job, and they're not able to find an opening, Fredo. And I think it comes down to the fact that, just like you mentioned, both teams are not able to utilize the Lord, because before the objective is there, one of them from their team is always down. So it's always either a 4v5 or a 4v4, and they don't want to contest whatsoever. Right now, if you look at the map, they got 2 tier 2s for the side of Violet Xylophones, but on the side of Flying Eagles, just a mid tier 2 is standing tall. And maybe not for long, because instantly they go in. Ogi Shadow Kill on towards Papa Hades. Glorious Path to slow him down, and everything thrown at them. Wrath of the Dryads to keep them on hold, but not enough damage from Stefan to catch them off guard. And instantly, the side of Violet Xylophones pick up one.
Yes. Green lights still there, but
No! Why did you do it, Sam? He went in for the quad shadow, and I think 10-inch Unbuff was just tapping the ultimate, the bloody hunt, the entire time. As soon as he came in with the quad shadow, he got him off guard. Wind chant being used by Stefan. Soda goes in with a flicker, trying to get the fist crack as well. Glorious Path to cut off their path. Meanwhile, trying to go for the sandwich play, but here comes Prada with the Spear of Alpha, trying to cast them off guard. Winter Crown being used, but Stefan gets taken down one after the other. Both teams trading blow for blow, and I think 2 for 2 trade. Even though Ysam got picked off earlier, it's still beneficial for the side of Violet Xylophones.
Yeah, but a jungler being dead right now, that means that they won't be able to get this Lord, I mean, with the ease that they could have. If the jungler was alive, Prada is still down though, and Ysam is up right now. So right now, Violet Xylophones, they can take this Lord, but the thing is, they don't want to overextend after the Lord is taken. Because right now, the only thing that both these teams have been missing so far in the game is the fact that they have not been able to utilize the Lord. But right now, okay, it finally seems like this might be one of those Lords where, Team Violet Xylophones, they will be looking to take the advantage, take that wave control, and go march down the base with the Lord, because only the inhibitors are up. They can definitely secure this game if they play it right.
Yeah, they got to find a way, right? And I think 10-inch unbuffed right now needs to find the opening as well. He needs to land those hooks right now, and he does instantly, catching him off guard once again at the same spot. Spear of Alpha to pull him off guard as well. Throw everything at them except the kitchen sink, so no frontliner present for the side of Violet Xylophones once again, Fredo. It looks like we're back to square one.
Yeah, that is exactly what has happened. Back to square once again. Back to square one once again. And seems like without the frontliner, the initiation will definitely be a problem, because Soda cannot really soak up everything by himself. But 10-inch, the map awareness that this Franco has. Even if the enemy is not visible on the map, he exactly knows when the enemy will appear, and that is why his hooks landing properly. They'll be able to get one inhibitor, and they'll be looking for the next. But let's see if they can take the middle one.
Yeah, and I think it's all thanks to the range that maybe Jay can provide. Oh my goodness, Winter Crown prop to make sure he gets down, but you can see the flicker play coming in from Papa Hades, and he's throwing at them that big Death Sonata. Stefan picks up a shutdown on towards Untouch, but maybe Jay still left standing tall. Had to use the Purify to survive. Prada trying to find Soda, and Soda's trying to do the same, trying to make a play, but he doesn't have the backup that he needs. Gets caught out. And instantly they back off, and I think if I was Violet Xylophones, I would be happy with the fact that I got an inhibitor on the bot side.
Yep, they'll be happy with the inhibitor, but the thing is, if the Hylos was still alive, they could have had much more value out of the Lord. So right now, the Joker Boars has to be much more aware of the fact that he is the front line that the team needs. So he has to be there when the team fights will happen. But because right now he's not exactly alive at the moment. Okay, he's sandbagging for everything, but you do want to be there when the Lord is marching down the base.
Yeah, he gotta be present. He's getting taunted left, right, and center. Baited out the Revitalize as well. So not gonna be present for this Lord fight, which is up in about 25 seconds, Fredo. And you can see Papa Hades already got the anti-cuirass, so he's gonna be able to tank a lot more of that Ogi Shadow Kill and the Fist Crack as well. So is this the right time? Oh my god, 10-inch unbuffed has been going for the same place the entire time. Papa Hades right now gets taken down so low, but the damage coming in from Untouched with the combination of Jay is too much for the side of Papa Hades to deal with. And now without the Belleric, without the frontline presence for the side of Flying Eagles, they will have to give away this Lord. It's an 18+ minute Lord taken in the 20th minute of the game, Fredo. Will this be the end and the final angle that the side of Violet Xylophones looking for?
Violet Xylophones have got exactly what they wanted once again from this team fight. But like I said, once again, the Hylos needs to be present when the Lord will be marching down the base, and that is exactly what they need to communicate among themselves right now. Even though the Hylos is the one who is going to be scouting out the area, he still needs to be careful that he will not be getting hooked by 10-inch once again, because that is the only way. You don't really use your Bloody Hunt on a Hylos, but the thing is, in this matchup so far, we have seen that the Bloody Hunt is most of the times connected only onto the Hylos. So this is completely different scenario, but okay, we can see the lanes have been synced quite good this time, and they're marching down for it.
Yeah, they are. Lord down on the bot side, looking quite healthy. 35,000 HP, not able to get it. They lose mid lane inhibitor as well from the side of Flying Eagles. This could be all she wrote because they lose all 3 inhibitors. Here's the glorious pathway, but enough time. Bot Papa Hades goes in for the Wrath of the Dryad, but gets taken down. Ogi Shadow Kill not able to unlock because he goes for the Winter Crown play, but maybe Jay doesn't want any of that. He takes the game by its head, catching the base crystal, and instantly getting the victory for the side of Violet Xylophones, Fredo.
Yo, what a game that was. What a game that was. It was such an exciting game, honestly, because it was swinging. The pendulum was swinging. The winning pendulum was swinging left and right. And every single time it was either Violet Xylophones or it was either Flying Eagles. It was so obvious that both of these teams were competing really hard for it. But in the end, Violet Xylophones got the better piece of the cake. And now they're having that one game advantage that they needed to go into the second game. Because it's a best of 3 series, you still have 2 more games, upcoming. And Flying Eagles will definitely be trying their best to take the next one.
Yeah, I think Flying Eagles will be looking for that flank angle next time around. It was there. It was right there. I think Wolkenstern had the game under control, but in the end, the hooks just weren't enough. I think the pickoff on Papa Hades just before the Lord, which was a very important objective to take, was crucial for the side of Violet Xylophones, and I think that was a little too much for them to deal with. And instantly you can say that the side of Flying Eagles are on the back foot, champions of last year, Fredo.
Yep. So that is exactly how you start with the mentality. And of course, Soda being the one who started it all for Violet Xylophones with that engage. And in the end as well, the way he zoned out the enemies with his fist crack to, let maybe Jay hit that base was exactly what they needed. The icing on the cake to finish off that, just bury that coffin deep in the ground.
Yeah, true. And Fredo, I just wanted to ask you, what do you think like Flying Eagles got to do? Or do you think Violet Xylophones just got to ban away that Franco?
I mean that is something that they could consider, but I don't really feel like the Franco. I mean, of course, the hooks were connecting, and maybe the Joker guy was suffering a lot. The Hylos was suffering a lot, but other than that, I feel like the Franco, like we all noticed, in the later phases of the game, he was not really being that valuable. So you can actually, get a. I mean, you can get better things out of it if the enemy picks up a Franco. So I don't really feel like the Franco is worth banning. I mean, it will actually be an advantage for you if the enemy picks up a Franco, if you play it right.
True, true. I think in towards the mid to mid and late game phase, if the Franco hooks somebody, you just gotta go in all in. But the best part about the Franco was that 10-inch unbuff was positioned in such a way that there's no way you could reach him. And I think I don't know if it's the brilliance or just that it was so repetitive of the same position, the same place. He kept getting caught at the high low. So I don't know. They say fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. And I feel like he got fooled more than twice, to be honest, right, Fredo?
Yeah, he got fooled a lot. There are some tarot cards where it's printed the Joker and the Fool, but it seems like the card that he picked up here was the Fool, not the Joker. But of course, the Fool is one of the strongest cards among the tarots. So of course, who knows if the tarot card will actually play out right in the next game for him. So we'll be looking out for that as well.
Yeah, let's see how it works out. So don't go anywhere, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be back after a short break. See you soon. They are watching the IESF National Qualifiers for Austria. Of course, let's not forget it is thanks to the National Federation of Austria and also our sponsors. You have Heinerfest Gaming, Flying Eagles themselves, who are going right now, actually one game down, Tartarus, and White Feathers Arcadia. My name is Kronos. Alongside me, Fredo. We'll be back for the next game in this best of three. Stay tuned.
My mission is to protect lives.
Welcome back, everyone. You are watching the IESF Austrian National Qualifiers. My name is Kronos, of course, alongside me, the one and only Fredo. We wanted to show you our beautiful faces, but they got into the game straight away, so we don't want you guys to miss out on the action, of course. And to bring you the action, we gotta thank our sponsors and, of course, the National Federation of Austria. If you don't know who they are, you can look them up. They're called ESVO. All their links are present in the description. If you don't find them, of course, you can go check out the channel. You got community posts on which teams are taking part, the brackets, also the squad, and each and every one of its members. And let's not forget to thank our other sponsors. It is Tartarus, White Feathers Arcadia, Heinerfist Gaming, and Flying Eagles. And again, with me, Fredo. You saw that Franco, they don't want to ban it still.
Yep, they still don't want to ban it. They do know that, it might be an advantage if they actually pick it up. So once again, going with the high loss, but I hope this time Joker will be a little bit more, playing a little bit more better than the last game, not getting picked off every now and then, and especially during the important moments where they actually need him to be the front line. So yeah, if that can be fixed, then I feel like Violet Xylophones have a pretty good chance of beating Team Flying Eagles here.
Yeah, I feel like the Joker, I mean, I don't know, man, Fredo. I probably wouldn't go for the high-lows again after that kind of a game. Maybe Jay did do really well with that Clint, and I think going for an early game Clint and letting go of the Granger just shows that he's really comfortable with that. And now the fact that they go in for a Xavier can really open up the ideas that they are going for a comfort pick and want to play a front-to-back composition in towards the mid to late game phase.
Exactly, that's what they're looking for here, it seems. But Stefan has also not shied away from picking up the Granger once again. It seems like he is confident in that hero, even though it did perform good enough, but not enough to carry his teammates, even though we all know that it's goal lane meta right now, and it's actually the goal laner's role in the late game to carry the game. But of course, his teammates tried their best, even he tried his best, but seems like they were not able to do it in the last game. But in this game, they're trying their best once again. And especially the fact that they're going in with this Granger once again shows that they're confident enough in their skills that they can pull it off.
Yeah, they definitely got to find a way to, to kind of get past this goal lane meta. We all know there's only 3 heroes that's kind of dominating the goal lane, right? You got the Granger, you got the Hereth, you got the Irithel. You get the occasional Clint pickup, and I think it's just the fact that maybe Jay's quite comfortable with it, and they realize what the counters are, which is basically that Lu Yi for this front line composition, and take it away. They don't want to be in this team fight, especially while they have a Suyu on the other side. Take away the Yves, maybe another comfort pick of Volkenstern, but they still have that Vexana, which he played really well in the first game. And banning out the Joy to make sure that this Granger doesn't have a hard time, and choking out the jungle pool for the side of Violet Xylophones.
I am more.
The hero
than
pool has
a
definitely
weapon.
been narrowed down, especially for the jungle here, because they have banned 3 junglers here, and they have also picked up one of the best jungler out there, the Suyo here, one of the go-to picks in the jungle role these days. But the only one that have left open in terms of the common picks that we see is the Alpha here. But other than the Alpha, which option do you think Kronos might be, a good one for this team right now?
I think apart from the Alpha, I don't really see many answers. I wanted to say the Julian, but they took it off. And Soda gets his hands on Yu Zhang. And let me tell you something, Fredo. I've been in touch with Flying Eagles, Soda, and Wolkenstern, Papa Hades, with a little bit. I know them a little bit personally as well. And I can tell you, Soda's Yu Zhang, if you think his Badang was good, his Yu Zhang is just better, 10 times better. So giving them comfort picks on the other side, and I think that's probably his best hero, if I'm not going to lie. But he's going to be a threat, but they realize that, and seems like 10-inch unbuffed doesn't get his hands on the Franco and wants to go for another pick-off hero with this Jawhead. And for looking at the jungler, to come back to your question, Fredo, what can they go for apart from the Alpha? I don't know, a Bane, but I don't think that's the best hero.
Your
Boy.
team is picking.
But right now, I mean, we can think of a Nolan actually. The Nolan could perform quite well against the Suyo. I mean, we have seen Nolan. I mean, we have seen King Kong pick up Nolan sometimes when he's up against, facing a Suyo in the opponent. So that is one consideration that we can see here. But of course, there are other heroes like the Fanny. If Sam can actually play that, or even the Lancelot, because the Lancelot, even though it got buff, I've not really been seeing Lancelot quite, not too much, even in the tournament or even in ranked games. So some forgotten heroes, it can be brought up here if Sam can play them here. But other than those picks, I'm not really seeing any other option. But whoa.
Nah, they're not gonna
This
go
one
for
is
it.
something that's
Let's
just off.
fight to our
Yeah,
heart's content.
this is different, right? This is a completely different approach. They're going in for the Lucas in the jungle. I think it's because when you go for the flash step flash combo, you are kind of immune to CC, if I'm not wrong. And I think that's very important given the fact that you have Molina on the other side. Basically, this Nana in the hands of Wolkenstern, that'll be looking to create the CC impact if they picked up an alpha. So they're finding answers and counter picks slowly and piecing it together. But will they be able to piece it together in the end to pick up the victory? And will the side of Flying Eagles find a way back? Or is this the end of the road after being champions last year?
Oh, that is something that we don't want to hear. But of course, it's highly possible right now, looking at the way Violet Xylophones are approaching the game, especially Soda right now on his, you can see the most evolved form of Soda right now that we're about to see. Yuzong on that Cosmic Dragon skin, about to unleash in the Land of Dawn on the faces of Flying Eagles right now. Let's see if they can soar so high, or will the dragon be soaring higher? That is exactly what we're going to look forward in this game, because right now, if this game goes into the hands of Violet Xylophones, then Flying Eagles would have their dream shattered.
Yeah, it feels like they're probably going to get it shattered indeed. But Flying Eagles are no strangers to being with their backs against the wall. And it might be enough time for them if they find their side, right? If they find momentum that they need and that they're looking for, they might actually be able to pick up the victory. And once again, let's not forget to thank our sponsors, of course, Tartarus, Heinerfest Gaming, Flying Eagles, White Feathers Arcadia, and of course, the National Federation of Austria. And at the moment, you can see that Papa Hades cannot contest the 1v1 against the Yuzhong in the early game. And the fight for the Lethal Wanderer, Soda making an early rotation. Petrify of the Furious Death combo. First the blood in his hands. And they trade 1-for-1. But right now, that's the second with the ejector being secured as well. 10-inch unbuffed was on God mode right there.
Oh my god, that is exactly why the Jawhead keeps getting banned in the MPLs. And right now we can clearly see why the Jawhead is a menace to deal with, because the cooldowns are quite less. And not just that, the utility that this hero can provide with the mobility, with the crowd control, even the damage is just a complete package for any roamer that you can ask for.
Yeah, at the moment, especially if you want to go for the early game pickoff style, right? That's when you need the Jawhead. Meanwhile, the top side, Soda gets taken out 2v1 in the EXP lane. And Papa Hades and Prada realizing that he was the threat to deal with again. And Flying Eagles made the rotation, taking him away. And just before the turtle as well. So
exactly what we're going to see here is both the teams setting it up for the first turtle. They're going in for, oh my god. It's not looking good here. The Jawhead. The Jawhead is the main problem here for them now.
Yeah. So close, Fredo. That was so close for comfort indeed. But still somehow surviving Wolkenstern, and Flying Eagles pick up the turtle. And they realize that without Soda's level 4, no Black Dragon form, they weren't able to contest. So at this point, at this given time, Violet Xylophones are on the back foot. And it looks like a repeat of game 1, if you ask me. This is how Flying Eagles were kind of dominating. And then they just gave it away.
And not just that, I mean the way Wolkenstern escaped as well, right? I mean that exactly something like that happened in the first game as well.
Hey, those are clippable moments, but right now, you know what else is clippable? Oh my goodness, the kill on towards Joker. I mean, if you count the number of times he kind of died this series, it's 12, if I'm not wrong. Not the greatest impact the Roma should be having, but right now Soda here, he wanted to go for the combo, but Instant realizes that this is not the time. The Mystic Field from Untouched to create a bit of separation. No objective to contest just yet, but you can see that Flying Eagle's dominating the top side of the map.
Yep, and they're setting up the camp here for Soda. Soda should not be walking into the trap here. Oh,
And he
they're
realized.
forcing him away.
Yeah, they are, aren't they? They are. They're not letting him get the farm that he needs. But meanwhile, on the bot side, same story for Stefan, but he's able to flicker out of harm's way. And they lose out on the top side turret. But right now, Soda able to find the opportunity. Black Dragon form. Prada is taken so low. They lose out on the turret on the top side. And still somehow Soda able to manage to make a play. But here comes the Beast form from YSAM. You can see flash step flash combo. The Beast Blast not able to get any kill, but they go in for the ejector with the unstoppable force. And 10-inch unbuffed gets a kill on the bot side. And nothing being traded on the top side. So you can tell that Flying Eagles still ahead.
And not just that, it seems like 10-inch unbuffed is finally unlocked his final form, because right now with this Jawhead he is pulling off a 401 KDA, flexing it, fancying it in front of the opponents. And Violet Xylophones need to work harder in this game. They need to work really hard, because it's not even at all in this game. Because Soda is being nullified here. So right now, their options are very limited, because if Soda is not opening up the map for them, who else?
Oh my goodness. You're right, but you could see instantly they went for the Soul Server combo from the side of Prada as well, and they almost got Untouched burst down in an instant. Who's basically the damage dealer towards the mid to late game phase, and they gotta find a way to make sure they get something going for themselves. But 10-inch unbuffed right now on towards Soda. Not able to find the opening, but Papa Hades here looks like he's in trouble. Law and Order coming out at the moment. Oh, the glorious pathway used on the wrong side in the mid lane. Untouched. It gets taken down. Somehow, some way, they are able to find an opening. And Fredo, here goes the Black Dragon form. Petrify combo with the Furious Dive gets him 2 kills. Actually trading 1 for 1 there.
Oh, almost 2 there, but now Sam might be in some trouble. He does use the flash combo, does not really have enough rage, but finally gets it, and he's able to escape as well.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, Purify.
Ejector. Yeah.
It's left, right, and center, Fredo. They go in for the ejector. They want to brawl. They want to get control of the map, but I think all they're looking for is momentum on both sides, and clearly on the side of Flying Eagles, and maybe Jay was going to be dead meat over there, but somehow purified his way and got out. But still, I think Soda is the one making the play so far, but still being nullified, like you mentioned earlier, by the side of Flying Eagles.
Yep, Soda is definitely trying his best to keep up with the fact that they have been trying their best to shut him down by denying him farm, by denying him the rotations, like, putting complete pressure on this guy. But that leaves the opportunity for maybe Jay to do something. But the thing is, maybe Jay has not been able to do anything yet so far, anything significant. But of course, he needs his items to deal the damage that he wants. And in the mid phase of the game, that is exactly when the Xavier and Clint will start troubling Flying Eagles.
Yeah, I don't know. Is this Jay? Is it maybe ZJ? Maybe he's playing for the late game. I'm not sure. Oh, that we get to see a little bit of a statue over there in the mid lane. Soda at the moment. Oh nah. Why, Sam? Why are you there? He gets ejected out. He's trying to go in. Flash step makes his way out of there. Didn't want to commit the unstoppable force just yet. And I think Joker right now between a rock and a hard place as well. But they trade away the mid lane, so that's some good news for the side of Violet Xylophones. But here comes the Black Dragon from Glorious Pathway, Petrify, Furious Dive combo. Is there enough Shard Residue to pick up the kills? Soda still going in. But meanwhile in the back line, Prada trying to find an opening. And you can see that the Dawning Light picks up the kill. Enough time to kite down as Stefan picks up 1 kill. Make that another for the side of Flying Eagles. 10-inch unbuff, picking that up for himself, and he goes in. That Sonata on towards Untouched. Papa Hades catching him off guard, and a killing spree is what Stefan will get in this game. 8 minutes in, they lose 4 for just the price of 1, Fredo.
Seems like a communication gap happening on the side of Violet Xylophones there, because it was. I don't really know when the clean decided to retreat, and it seems like the other teammates did not really catch the communication there, because the clean was already, retreating quite. Oh, Soda.
Oh, he got caught with the Molina though. You can see that Sonata was there. Joker right now. I don't know if that's the right place to recall, because he goes in, Soul Sever, gets burst down in the face of death. That wasn't the right place to be. Unstoppable force on towards maybe Jay, able to catch him on the ropes. But at the same time, you can see the flash combo on towards Prada as well. Molina blitz to catch them off guard. And that Sonata coming. Now will he be able to get out of harm's way? Unbuffed went in with the flicker. He got the ejector as well. Dawning Light to create the separation. But Mystic Field was not enough for Soda to survive. Prada right now trying to pick up the pieces. Gets the mid lane tier 1 turret. And instantly the side of Flying Eagles want to go for the Lord. Ooh.
Oh. A try with the Dawning Light, but oh, there comes the Molina. Joker will get taken down once again. My boy has been the sandbag, the ultimate sandbag that everyone needs, especially in ranked games.
I don't know, Fredo. Is he a sandbag, or is his team yelling at him right now? Only time will tell. Because if you ask me, hey, if he was in my team, I'll probably be yelling at him, because that's not the brightest KDA to have for a roamer. And it's not just the fact that he's been, the opposition's playing really brilliant. It's just a little bit of mispositioning coming in from the Joker. But at the moment, with the Lord marching on the bot lane, Fredo, you think they have enough time to crack the base open?
They could definitely try that, but the holy defense is still up, so it will be a little bit hard for that. But they can still make the best use. Oh my god. The range not enough.
Yeah, but guess what's enough? There's enough damage to take down Joker once again. They get the Dawning Light to try and clear the mid lane. But meanwhile, YSAM able to get the clear on the Lord before it gets in towards and it procs in the Holy Defense. So Holy Defense should be able to help them survive for a little bit longer, like you mentioned, Fredo. But I think I feel like Joker's just playing the sacrificial lamb right now. And if you look at Flying Eagles, I think they want to freeze the lanes. Really well played, trying to get them out of their comfort zone and make sure they leave their base if they want any sort of gold right now.
Yep, and talking about gold, the gold lead standing on almost 8k right now. And that is not the best, not the best news here right now for team Violet Xylophones, because they need to farm up right now. The Xavier and the Clint desperately need that farm to be able to deal the damage that their teammates need right now. Because that is the only way they can at least hope for a comeback. The Hylos and the Yuzong can go in for every possible way. But the thing is, if the damage does not come from the follow-up, then the engage just is not enough actually. So yeah, that is exactly what they need to look here for, but let's see if they're able to do that or not.
Oh no, not right now. Again, they take him down. Monster kill. Stefan is an absolute beast. 605, 10-inch unbuffed 609. And if you take a look at their itemization, they don't have the Sky Piercer, because if Stefan went for the Sky Piercer right here, this would have been game over.
Damn, exactly. Stefan with that 605, he should have at least had at least 30 or 40 stacks by now. And looking at the farm lead as well, a significant lead over Maybe J. Maybe J only has 2 items complete, the third one still in the making. And right now he's going for a split push actually. Maybe J on the other side going up against Wolfenstein. Let's see if he's able to get something out of it or not.
Yeah, he's got to find a way. He's got to find a moment of moment of brilliance. Maybe Jay, nah, not the fastest hero in the land of Dawn. Prada able to catch him off guard. He wants to go in for the Soul Sever combo. Papa Hades catches him as well. Stefan with the finishing blow from the Death Sonata, able to pick up the kill. They're marching down the bot side. They got enough super minions on their side to make sure they can get the crack in the base from the bot lane. The Lord left kind of untouched. I think the side of Flying Eagles are slowly trying to take away, splitting them apart, conquering the map one by one. And you can see they are penetrating in towards the base crystal of Flying Eagles. Untouched will be the one to fall down. Flying Eagles are trying to take it away.
And Sam will miss out on a kill there with the flicker saving him. Oh, but there comes the beast form, and he will literally melt to the bullets of the Rhapsody from the Granger. And it finally feels like Flying Eagles are finally flying once again. And Violet does not seem to have the answer for the questions that they're asking. The final question. And there comes the answer. It is the victory here for Team Flying Eagles.
Yeah, Flying Eagles picked up the victory this time. I think the last game, is it just the fact that Violet Xylophones got lucky, Fredo?
Oh no, this was no luck here. 10-inch unbuffed, clearly showing the reason why this guy is, he was very offended by the last game, that even though he had such a brilliant performance with the Franco, they were not able to win the game. He was clearly offended, and in this game, he was clearly showing that, you don't do me like that.
Hey, they did do him dirty. Not gonna lie, they kind of, they let the game slip from their fingers. But at the moment, I feel like the side of Flying Eagles, of course, trying to find a way to make it back. And I think this was quite a dominating victory, letting it go early on. 13 minutes and 19 seconds is how long the game lasted, compared to the previous one, which went for like 20 minutes. So I think right now, if you ask me, Fredo, Flying Eagles are finding a way to make a comeback and get into the finals.
Flying Eagles are finally finding ways to get back into the game, and not, with the Jawhead pick and the Soyo, this is a deadly combination that the MPL teams usually try to avoid. But the thing is, they left it open and they went with that combination, and it worked out so well, especially in the early game. The damage is there, the mobility is there, the crowd control is there. Every single thing that you can ask from a roamer is there. And that is exactly what the Jawhead offers, and that is exactly what Violet Xylophones missed out on, and Flying Eagles took that victory away.
Yeah, they definitely took that victory away, but I think if you look at both game number 1 and game number 2, you could see clear signs of how Flying Eagles have the momentum right now. They're looking to dominate the early game. They want to snowball hard in towards the mid-game phase and kind of end it within the 13th minute or like the 12th minute mark. But it's just that game 1 kind of got a little bit out of control, where they got picked off every single time before the Lord was marching down. I think it happened twice, right, Fredo? So at the moment, does Flying Eagles have the number of Violet Xylophones? It's just super hard for them to find an opening, because Soda is the only one that's trying to create something for the side of Violet Xylophones.
Yep, exactly. The thing is, in this game, they shut down Sora completely. They were completely over him, because in the last game where Badang was there, the thing is, Belleric cannot really rotate quite fast. So the Badang was able to clear his lanes, get the rotation for the team, and able to set it up. But in this game, it did not really happen that way, because the Hilda has enough mobility to catch up with the Yuzong. And even in the 1v1s, they were still able to do a lot, because the thing is, the sustain is definitely there in Hilda, even if it's a Yuzong up against you. And that too with the Revitalize and the passive, oh my god. Even for Yuzong, it's really hard in the early game. So yeah, they were able to shut down Sora, and they were able to get this victory.
Yeah, I think they're probably going to be looking at the same game plan, right? They're looking for the same game plan in game number 3 as well. Of course, it's a best of 3. And I think it's just, they're probably going to go for the same angle. I don't see another way, because game number 1 was the same strategy. It's just that game number kind of let it go a little more than they would like for it to happen. Game number 2, they tried the same strategy, executed it, let it work. I think Zoda, even though he was backed into a corner, you could see him find his way in towards making plays while playing the Yuzhong. He got like the Petrify Furious Dive combo at least 3 times in the game. And I think with the game where you're being shut down so much, to have moments of brilliance like that speaks like volumes about a player, right?
Yep, exactly. And with that being said, we'll be looking forward what will be happening in the third match. The third match is going to be more exciting than the first two. Of course, both the teams will be bringing out the best cards in their pockets, the cards under their sleeves, wherever it may be. They'll be pulling up their socks as well, burning the midnight oil, whatever you can say. I mean, of course, we're going to get the best match ever because top teams in the upper brackets. That's
Yeah,
what we're looking forward to.
you're right. You're right. I think the top teams in the upper
Always
brackets
on the
right
way.
now.
Your team
I think
is
a Matilda ban this time around. We did see it in game number 2.
can escape
The
my
Badang
iron
being taken
fist.
off as
Team
well
is banning.
is just a little switcheroo of both the teams trying to find out what and which place exactly do they belong in terms of the first pick and the red side and the blue side, of course. And I think this time Flying Eagles happy to take the red side, even though they kind of had a losing game in the first one. But Fredo, what do they got to do right now? I think they're playing perfectly well. I think their draft has been going well.
Magic is
It's
my
just,
life.
do you
Your
let
team
Soda
is
let loose a
banning.
little bit more? Do you play around Soda, or you're just like, hey, Soda, we'll give you a winning lane, and just let us go and completely
Only
give
love
maybe
and
Jay
night
all the
are
priority so
everlasting.
we can push from the gold side.
Yeah, that is exactly a strategy that they can go for here. I was exactly thinking about that. But the thing is, I mean, we are not really communicating with them. I hope the telepathy works or something. If this can get into their brains or something. But yeah, this is a plan that is actually something that is that they can
Sir,
do right now.
what's your
It's
command?
actually
Your
possible
team
for them
is
to pull
banning.
this off. But oh, there's a Fanny ban coming in, and it so seems like
The
seems like
immortal one
Stefan.
chose
Sorry,
me to
sorry. Prada
vanquish the
Prada
shadow
actually
that
can play
plague this
Fanny
world.
here.
Yeah.
So I was really. Then in the first game, they could have actually went for the Fanny,
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I think this is a super hard read, right? They're super hard reading into the fact that he can play Fanny. So just for that reasons, I think that Flying Eagles, I think, or rather Violet Xylophones, are just thinking a little too much at the moment.
Guided by lantern's light.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they're doing right now. Thinking a little bit too much, a little bit too much of. I mean, overthinking. Yeah, that's the word. Overthinking. They're overthinking right now. They should just go with the flow. And with the flow that they had in the last game, Flying Eagles can definitely pull this off in the same fashion, the same manner, like they did in the last game. But this time around, Violet Xylophones, they will be a little bit more careful with their picks. They will be bringing out the best that they can, especially Soda here. He needs to find ways to relieve that pressure that he's facing constantly. So maybe switch the lane or something like that at the right time. But this time around, it seems like Papa Hades' moves are going to be copied here by Joker because he's pulling up that Belleric. But does he want to go for the flicker? That's exactly what we'll be looking for. But Soda here, let's see what he picks up. This guy is the one that
Chivalry
I'm
is
looking out
dead.
for here.
And I will
I
revive it.
think he's been the
It's
star
good that-
player, right? He's been the star player right now, and I think maybe Jay has picked up 3 times. He's picked up the Clint 3 different times right now, and even though that's been there, it's a comfort pick. It's working so far. I think Flying Eagles just don't care. They just want to make sure they choke out Zoda and they don't give him that Batang which he had in game number 1. And now Wolkenstern is gonna be going against the Zushin with the Yves. So looking for going for a little bit of a poke. I'm not sure who will come out on top.
Time to drop the beat of the
Really
clock.
difficult moments here, it seems. But with that being said, we are here once again with this Joy ban here, another jungler ban. Already, how many junglers have we seen here? 3 junglers being banned, 1 being picked up here. Once again, the Julian is left out, the Alpha is left out, and those 2 heroes are something that you can use. But I definitely feel like there needs to be
Your team is
there
banning.
needs to be a Gatot Kacha pick coming in from the side of Team Violet Xylophones, because other than that, how are you going to counter?
Hey, Fredo, I was gonna say the Gatot Kacha right now. We haven't seen him being banned. We haven't been seen picked up. I think he's the perfect
I
pick if
am
you
more
are
than
Soda.
a weapon.
And if he's able to outplay like that with the Yuzhong, with the Badang, so just give him an initiator once again. Just let him fly into the back line with the avatar of a Guardian
Experience the youth
on
and
towards
the
Wolkenstern
suffering.
and make him feel like, a little miserable about the fact that, hey, why did you let me get out of Flying Eagles or something like that? I don't know if there's personal personal internal beef among themselves. But at the moment, Stefan not being given the Granger, not being given the Iritel, looking for either Moskov or Bruno. I think over here, Moskov would be slightly a better pick, but with the burst of Bruno and the lifesteal that he possesses, you know, it could still work out. I think you just go for the roamer pick at the moment, right, Fredo? Just go for like a Hylos.
Football and games,
Ooh.
two of my favorites.
Yeah, I think at the moment it's just better for them to go for maybe just I don't know. He still goes for the Bruno though, so the Bruno still working wonders for them at the moment. And
The night sky tells all.
will there be an oh no Esmeralda? I don't know. Just to counter the Eve. Yeah, I think the Esmeralda does work out just because you have enough of the Frost Moon Shield to try and steal away what they can from this Eve, but also just a matter of time
They call me a
until
hero
they figure
because
it
I
out.
saved
Of
my
course,
nation from falling
it's just
apart.
the Yi Sun Shin on Weiss. Oh my goodness, no. I'm not sure what's going on. I'm not sure what's going on. Feels like the Yi Sun Shin being picked up right now. I don't see how you get. As a Yi Sun Shin player myself, I feel like Yi Sun Shin is definitely a strong. I like Yi Sun Shin. Okay, he's a personal favorite, but looking at the fact that they kind of have to get the they need to at least secure the early game, and Soda has a lot on his hands right now. Yeah, it's difficult to find a way to make it back, but with this Kufra looking to dive into the back line along with this Bruno to burst them down, will YSAM be able to farm fast enough to have any sort of an impact in this game?
Yo, that is the question that we'll be looking for. Why Sam versus Prada here? YSS, I mean, there are literally memes out there on the internet about how the YSS plays. He literally farms the entire game. But that strategy, will it be working here? Especially because we have Papa Hades on the Hilda here. Hilda, definitely a hero that wants to go for the invade here. So it seems like Yi Sun Shin as the farmer will not be having the best time, and Why Sam will be facing some trouble from Papa Hades here.
Yeah, I think Papa Hades definitely gonna be a big problem towards the side of YSAM in Violet Xylophones. So only time will tell how it's gonna go, Fredo, because guess what, ladies and gentlemen, we are straight heading into the land of Dawn for this final game in the best of 3 series. Will the side of Flying Eagles be able to make it 2-1, or will Violet Xylophone just steal it away again like they did in game number 1?
Yep, we'll see it once again happening here. And oh, Soda once again being pressured here. That is exactly what they've been trying the entire game, pressuring Soda. This is the level of impact that this guy brings. They know that if they shut him down, then they can have half of the game's control. Because Soda, as an EXP laner, he's able to take control of the entire team fight all by himself, especially into the backline.
Yeah, they need to do it, and look at that Soda right now. I mean, he definitely gets the Frost Moon Shield from Hilda. You can get that from the Eve. But I don't know, in towards the Kufra, it kind of doesn't make sense. But I think this is what they need, right? This is the early game that they're looking for. And Zoda is the only one who kind of creates the opening anyway and gives enough time for the Eastern Shin to farm up. So it kind of works out. Comfort picks, but oh my goodness, Oki Shadow Kill Vengeance being popped to make sure Soda survives. But meanwhile, on the bot side, no trade being made whatsoever.
Why Sam needs to be, he needs to be farmed. He doesn't really have enough early game damage, but he can give some pokes here and there to reduce the health of the enemies. But I don't really think this lineup has enough firepower to go for an early game turtle fight. So let's see if YSAM decides to call for the turtle, or will his teammates be telling him to just farm up like he should? Because I feel like that is the best way to go with the Yi Sun Shin in the early game.
Yeah, you're right. I think with the Yi Sun Shin, it's important that you farm up. You can see instantly they go for the Titan's Revenge with the bouncing ball. RWM dropped as well. Lantern Flare to make sure Joker survives. For once, we didn't see him fall, but here comes a Quad Shadow from Prada. He's able to get a First Blood Soda. Just a little late to the party, but I don't think it's needed because he might be going down, but enough shield to help him survive. Papa Hades gets the kill nonetheless, and 2-0 to the side of Flying Eagles. 2 minutes 30 seconds into the game, but YSAM right now does have the Mountain Shocker. Doesn't want to use it just yet, Fredo. They don't need vision right now.
Oh, they don't really need vision. They don't need anything. All they need is farm right now. And I mean, the control is definitely there already. So what else are they looking for? I mean, they're looking for the win exactly. But other than that, right now, they're really in a comfortable position. They can definitely take the game quite easily.
Ooh, Wrath of the Dryads baited out as well from Joker. So that's a really good play from Prada. With the Quad Shadow, oh, Mountain Shocker to reveal their positions. YSAM not able to get the Lethal Wanderer. And clearly, this time around, they want to play for the gold lane, realizing that Soda cannot be really burst down because he's an Esmeralda. And they want to play more around Stefan, who's been kind of carrying them in towards this mid to late game phase, Flying Eagles.
Yep, that's what they're trying here. But in the mid to late game, you do see, lots of heroes coming up as well online, especially the Clint here. Maybe Jay in the first and the second game not really able to get his guns blazing in this game as well. He knows the enemy might be coming here. Oh, he walks in the wrong direction.
Yeah, he got caught, didn't he? It was a beautiful jump from a 10-inch unbuffed. The Quad Shadow, Ogi Shadow kill helps him pick up the kill. The turtle is up in about 5 seconds, but I think they want to get the gold shield on the bot side. Not just that, they want to get the turret structure as well, but Joker from the backside has the Wrath of the Dryads, catching them off guard. RWM dropped down. YSAM goes in with Trace Bliss, but Prada with the Quad Shadow comes in at the right time, picks up the kill, trying to make it a double, but meanwhile on the backside, Untouched with the Lantern Flare picks up a kill on towards Stefan, trying to survive, but gets taken down. Soda a little late to the party once again. Papa Hades right on top of him, and they turn their attention in towards the turtle. Flying Eagles 6-1 kill score, 2k goal lead already in the advantage.
Whoa. They're taking the goal lead, they're taking the turtle, everything looking in their favor right now. Mountain Shocker once again to reveal the positions, but the shadow has been placed. He does not decide to commit though, and YSAM should be safe for now. But the thing is, Yi Sun Shin, he needs to get farmed. He needs to get farmed really quick right now. Even though they're level in terms.
Oh, you can see both ultimates from the tanks coming out at the right time, finding the opportunity. The Wrath of the Dryads, along with the Tyrant's Rage being used, and YSAM trying to find ways to pick up some gold, some advantage. Tyrant's Revenge this time around. RWM drops perfectly, baiting out the flicker. That was an expensive flicker right now. Not going to be present when the third turtle is up. And I think their target will be Soda once again for the side of Flying Eagles.
Yep, the target will be Soda once again. And that is exactly what they've been trying. I mean, they were trying in the second game as well. But this time, Soda, does he have enough? He does pop up the Vengeance.
Yeah, not enough to survive. Gets taken down. I think the Mountain Shocker was a little too late to reveal their positions. Unbuff going in. Oh my goodness, with the Revenge Flicker combo. But the Wrath of the Dryads helping him survive. Finally claps them to the wall and is able to pick up the kill. But meanwhile, Papa Hades trying to zone away Untouched from the team fight. And Prada 5-0-2 unstoppable. YSAM still finding ways to farm up, and maybe Jay picks up a turret structure on the bot side.
Yep. Another structure. They wanted to take it down, but they were not able to. But meanwhile, look at them. They're able to get 2 here actually. Team Flying Eagles literally flying right now, and it's not going to take whoa. It's not going to take long for them to actually touch the skies, but right now
Oh,
Let's see what
RWM
happens.
catches 3. Wrath of the Dryads not being used just yet, waiting for the right opportunity. There it goes, but should be taken down. Joker trying to survive, gets taken down, and I think control definitely in the hands of Flying Eagles in this game, especially while playing a controlling mage like Eve. I think Wolkenstern's playstyle is quite, you know, I think after looking at a couple of games so far in this National Qualifiers, Fredo, you can tell that Wolkenstern likes to play for more control in the game. So if you're able to disrupt his flow in the mid lane, it should be easier for you to take down Flying Eagles. I think no team has been able to find that out just yet, and that's why the side of Flying Eagles are able to slowly and surely dominate just from the mid lane into wherever they'd like to go. Ooh.
Whoa!
Yeah, you can see instantly Tyrant's Rage, Revenge combo, Lantern Flare is there on towards the backside. Falling Star Moon catches 3, but the back line of Violet Xylophones being deleted alongside their front line. They lose 3 for the price of none. And this is why you don't play Isun Shin. Quad Shadow goes in, Prada right now, trying to survive, but gets shut down by Untouch.
Whoa, the damage reduction there from the Trace List, just enough to get away for YSAM. And one of those mechanically good heroes which does not really need a rework out there, to be honest. Isun Shin, really good. But yeah, with that, is it enough to carry a game with the Isun Shin up against a team which already has a lot of farm? A Hayabusa who is almost snowballing, but yeah, just got taken down. Farm lead on 5k. As a farmer hero, you need the farm lead in your favor, but right now not really favoring the Isun Shin. But I mean, at around 14 or 15 minutes mark, it should be the time when the Isun Shin should start dealing some decent amount of damage.
Yeah, but 14-15 minutes is too late, Fredo. I think it's not going to get that far, in my opinion, because the Lord is just going about to spawn. It's not a Luminous Lord, but I think with the fact that the side of Flying Eagles are kind of dominating, 10-inch Unbuffed has been getting his sets on point, and the RWM is dropping right on time, 407 KDA. I don't really see the side of Violet Xylophone lasting 15 minutes in this game.
Well, it should be hard for them to last so long, but Shadow Kill into the back line.
Yeah, I think Joker right now went in for the front line trying to get a little bit of a taunt, but nobody was there because the RWM was enough space created, and like you mentioned, he went in for the back line, got them burst down, and now they have the Lord, should be marching down the bot side and take away the advantage. Oh, Prada is playing with fire, Fredo. He is playing with fire.
Oh. Not just playing with fire, toying with it actually at this point. But right now, team, they're covering this goal gap right now. Violet Xylophones are making their way back into the game in terms of farm, but still a long way to go. But 5k goal lead, they still have it in their hand. So I think it's a goal lead that's manageable, you know, for a comeback. And not just that, they still have the Holy Shield up. So it should be an easy defense if they play it right. But of course, on the other side, Team Flying Eagles will also be trying their best to make this Lord count. But let's see if they're able to make it count or not. Oh, 3 Holy Shield being active right now.
No, I think they already popped it out. They go for the Wrath of the Dryads on towards Unbuffed right now. He wants to get that Tyrant's Revenge Rage combo. Quad Shadow being used on towards Untouch already. He could go in for the Yogi Shadow kill, but doesn't want to. Just trying to bait out the ultimate. And there comes the RWM. He misses completely, but catches them off guard. The kill is there. And I think 10-inch Unbuffed will get taken down. They crack open the base from the mid lane, but here comes the Yogi Shadow kill. He picks up 2, goes straight back, and leaves them open towards getting damaged and broken down one after another. And YSAM along with Soda, are they going to be enough to defend? All 3 waves going to be crashing at the same time. They are super minions, Fredo. The base crystal left wide open. Mountain Shocker slowed them down. The stuns there as well. Wolkenstern along with Stefan wants to end the game, but they come back online. The side of Violet Xylophones, and buying enough time. Untouch goes in with the sprint, picks up the shutdown on towards Wolkenstern, but will get taken down himself by Stefan. You cannot walk in towards a Bruno 11 minutes 30 seconds into the game feeling like you'll be untouched, because he will kick those balls in your face.
Yup. Untouched. I mean, it was really funny to see the movement speed with the lantern flare there. a really funny scene to watch. But yeah, the funny thing is also the fact that he went right into the face of the Bruno, expecting to get a kill, and Bruno actually shut him down there. I mean, the moment he resurrected, so Untouched needs to learn from the more experienced person out there, Wolkenstein right there, somebody that he needs to learn from. But right now, it's they have lost. I mean, they have lost all the inhibitors, and Team Flying Eagles have achieved their objective. And I mean, one more Lord should be enough for them to finish this off. But the only thing they need to avoid right now is making mistakes.
Yeah, they need to find a way to stop making these mistakes, because you can see Tyrant's Revenge charging up. They don't want to go in just yet. Joker wants to flicker into the back line, and yes, he does. Ardell Beam is dropped along with the Wrath of the Dryads. Falling Star Moon. They're throwing everything at them except the Kitchen Sink. Retribution from Prada is on point, but here comes Sam. He has the farm, but guess what? He's a little too late because Stefan has it as well. He gets the 4 kills on the board. Maybe Jay's the only one left standing for the side of Violet Xylophones, and I don't think they even want the Lord to end the game, which is already marching down the bot side, or rather the mid lane. It is the Luminous Lord. Wolkenstern, no RWM just yet, but I think they just want to go end the game in the base crystal and actually zoning them in towards the fountain themselves. And I think Fredo, this was a very well played, dominant game from the side of Flying Eagles.
Yeah, what a dominant game, exactly showing what they came here to do in this game. The first game, though, they were not, I mean, it just slipped off their hands. But right now, they have clenched their fists tight onto that victory that they needed. And that is why they pulled off 2 games straight back to back. And now they've shown why they won the last year championship as well. Wolkenstern here controlling the entire pace, and with that, getting the MVP as well that he truly deserves. And not just that, it seemed like Joker did have a little bit of comeback in terms of his KDA, but still not enough to lead his team to victory.
Yeah, I think it wasn't enough nonetheless for the side of Violet Xylophones, and I think Soda definitely a standout player. Actually, this one, if you ask me, Joker kind of redeemed himself from game 1 and 2, hitting the Wrath of the Dryads right on point, going for the flicker play as well. Maybe if they kind of gave him the hero earlier on, could have been the difference maker. Or not, we will never know. But one thing we can slowly highlight is, even though Sam picked up the Eastern Shin, not going for the Blade of Despair early on in the game, which is basically the power spike that a Eastern Shin needs, regardless of the fact that he's in the meta or not. I feel like that kind of, didn't secure their style of play that they wanted. If he had the BOD, it could have been a little bit of a different story. But opting to go for the Hunter Strike instead,
the Malefic Roar.
Yeah, I think it was kind of like, that was a little bit of their downfall as well. I wanted to highlight that in the game, but the fights were just so fast, so brutal for the side of Violet Xylophones that Flying Eagles just dominated entirely.
Yeah, and with that, we've come to the end, and Flying Eagles have soared high and taken this victory.
True. I think they've soared high, moved into the finals of the National Qualifiers for Austria 2025. Of course, the road to Riyadh in the IESF competition. You are watching MLBB IESF National Qualifiers official stream. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Kronos, your caster. Alongside me, Fredo, the one and only. I think pretty late out there for Fredo, and thank you so much. Big shout out for your help to be here on the desk, blessing us with your analysis. And I think if you were Violet Xylophones, you probably want to take a little deeper look into how he was able to break down the game, of course. But right now, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We're going to be back with the next series soon enough, so don't go anywhere. I'll catch you on the flip side. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. You are watching the National Qualifiers of IESF Austria. My name is Kronos. Alongside me, you got the one and only Ray. How you doing, Ray?
Well, I'm doing absolutely fine. It is quite the late hour in my place, but I'm really excited to see how these teams can wake me up with their stylish gameplays, because we just had an exciting match between Team Flying Eagles and Violet Xylophones, and it kind of blew me away, especially all the hooks and everything. I was really surprised. It's not something you often see in Indian server, of course, so I'm looking forward to it. And of course, thanks to all our partners and sponsors for bringing this tournament here, making it possible. And they are Tartarus Esports, Whitefitters Arcadia, and
Hey, you got Heinerfest Gaming, you got Flying Eagles,
Gaming,
and then let's not
Eagles.
forget, right? Let's not forget the big shout out to the National Federation of Austria to make sure this event is possible. And of course, this is the road to Riyadh for IESF 2025. Let's get straight into the draft phase, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. And I studied the game for underrated, and it seems like they really like to play around the healer. I didn't really see them pick up anything tanky just yet. I saw an Angela and a Florin, so that might be a little bit of a weakness that the other side wants to capitalize on. And at the same time, Android 17 really wants to go in for the Joy, so it is also quite obvious why they banned it out immediately. So it's pretty clear both of these teams have done their homework and they're pretty ready. Let's see if that healer composition sees a change here.
Yeah, I think we got to find out how this composition might change or might not. They take away the Matilda, of course, and I feel like underrated might have an advantage against Dom and Comfort. But like you mentioned, you did see there's playstyle. They like the healing playstyle. But Dom and Comfort, of course, they made it up easy. Will they be able to take and stay and battle it out against the big boys as they go for the first pick, Herod?
Yeah, pretty strong and aggressive coming in, and it is something similar to Indian server, because obviously a lot of people have been prioritizing those gold laners, but they also like to prioritize those chunky boys, Gatot Kacha, High Loss, even if it becomes a lamb later on, a sacrificial one. But overall, let's see if they share the same strategies, or they just want to go in for perhaps, okay, wait, the Granger is left out open, so maybe they just want to pick it up because it might just get banned out in the second phases, and okay, it's just going to lock in immediately, looks like.
Yeah, I mean, if you ask me, right, I don't really want to see a Hylos because I feel like the Joker boars who played a Hylos in the previous series, probably in the Krankenhaus right now, right? Definitely gonna be there. For those of you who don't get it, you gotta learn German. For those of you who get it in German, hopefully you like the joke. But at the moment, Ray, see, it's got me confused. This game, at least they got the Granger, they got the Suyo, and with this Nana, this is the second time we're looking at Nana in the Land of Dawn, at least for the Austrian qualifiers, right?
Yeah, when Wolkenstein brought it up, I was like, how is this going to work? But he did make it work because it did give him a little bit of control. Obviously, the Eve was much better, but on this one, it's going to be interesting. Other than that, the thing about confusion, right? I mean, I also confused the intro a little bit. I'm not going to, ignore it. But these teams, they have to make sure they're well focused, because after all, it's a best of 3, right? You can't really let go just the first game. They have to put up their serious faces on, and I'm really looking forward to what they can bring, because the first 3 priority picks, I would say it's not exactly that surprising yet, so I'm looking forward to what they can bring. So far though, like I mentioned, they haven't really brought out any chunky boys just yet. No frontliners.
Yeah, I think they're not able to find any front line just yet. They do have the Julian, and if you ask me, this looks a little bit more towards the meta compared to the previous series. So we might actually be looking at a good series right ahead. It could be a 2-0, could be a 2-1. Only time will tell, because at the moment they take away the Hylos, which is basically what on the blue side needs to run them down. Will it be the same story as the previous game, or will it just be, a one-sided affair?
Yeah, I mean, we are looking for something new story to be built up here. We don't exactly want the same stories to be coming. So a clean sweep would be exciting for the supporters for one team, of course, but everybody wants to see that third game. Overall, I just like the fact that Hylos is not going to be coming here, gonna be sent to the Kraken house, just like you mentioned. But on the other hand, because the initiators are going to be playing a really good part, and also Soda on the previous series played a massive part. I'm looking forward to who's gonna be the most impactful player in both of these teams, because so far I haven't seen Dom and Kempfer play just yet, so I'm curious to see what their style really has.
Yeah, Dom and Comfort definitely need to find answers to the draft, but I don't know, Ray. It looks like they're cooking something, right? On both sides, both the goal laners locked in, both the mid laners locked in, both the junglers locked in as well. They understand that EXP is the one that they want to contest, along with the roam. So right now on the blue side, they're thinking, do we ban out another EXP or do we take away like a roam? The Gatot Kacha is still left open, but they take out the Hilda.
I think they're taking some notes from the previous series. Don't really want to deal with any of that, but at the same time, I just wanted to mention like the XP laners playing such a massive part. The Barang was banned out. That is my mistake on my hand. Okay, are they gonna go in with the Arlot? It's gonna be really interesting if they do. Okay, they're just untouched, just scrolling too, but I think Phobius could be a decent sandbag. Hopefully it is sandbag, not a sacrificial lamb. A lot of PTSD from the first series for sure.
Yeah, definitely doesn't want to be a sacrificial lamb this time. They got a lot of frontline presence with this Phobius. I like the Phobius this time around because he definitely will, soak up all the damage and buy enough time for the Granger to poke from afar and let Vexana take control of the game. You have Angela, of course, that being hovered upon is not a bad pick, but they definitely need some sort of a heavy CC presence, heavy frontline presence in the EXP lane, and I think they're trying to go either Ruby or the Khalid. But I think if it comes down to the fact that you want to play aggressive or defensive, and in my opinion, I think a Ruby might not be the greatest, and I think they hear and they understand. So Sir lags a lot. Hopefully it doesn't lag a lot. This time goes for the Khalid, looking to dominate the game from the EXP lane onwards.
Yeah, and this is the issue they kind of faced with the strategy of the draft. You were mentioning they were cooking something with similar mirroring picks on first, right? The jungler, the gold laner, the mid laner. And when they did that, they choked down their possibilities as well, right? They lowered down their hero pool because obviously these were the top picks and they banned them out. So they had to resort to the older ones, the ones that were considered the best in the previous metas, especially the Khalid. I know many people might consider it controversial, but I just feel like I don't feel his impact just as much as before right now. That might be a trouble. And this is basically looks like, underrated. They still want to go in for that healer composition by the looks of this Angela. And they might just be able to make it work with the Khalid combo, but I'm not really sure considering there's a Tigreal coming in here, Dr. B, with the implosions.
Yeah, I think they got to find out. And only a matter of time till we see which one will underrated win, or will Dom and Comfort actually be able to come back and try and make this game theirs. Of course, ladies and gentlemen, we are getting into the Land of Dawn for the second series of the night. You're watching the IESF National Qualifiers for Austria. We are into the game. And Ray, let us know which team is going to be the one that takes away this time.
I'm gonna be honest, Dom and Comfort's draft looks overall good for a simple reason. They have better crowd control with the mid lane, and Vexana is overall gonna be winning out that wave clear much faster than Nana. I don't think Angela can be rotating that fast. She can't be just standing on the mid lane. She needs to provide the backup. So overall, Vexana would have won out unless this Khalid is providing a lot of clearance for his mid lane, because he can rotate much faster than the Phobius.
He definitely can rotate much faster than the Phobius, but I think that is the advantage that they'll be looking for. But will that be enough for the side of underrated to actually be able to take something away from their hands? Only time will tell. And This early rotation is what is so important that we saw in for the Lethal Wanderer already, but Android 17 right now trying to make sure he gets ahead, actually ignored his own bear creep and went in for the other side and steal away the jungle creep as well. So if they're able to protect their own gargoyle, they might find some advantage in towards the jungle rotation. Oh, Sir Laxalot? No.
Gathering the small EXP advantages is going to be what's going to be crucial. And Suyo here is also going to be mirroring the rotation as much as possible. Suyo and Julian, both of them kind of reached their power spike at level 3, right? They don't really need exactly ultimate to unlock in. But looks like both of these teams played a little safe, did not really go in aggressive just yet. And the turtle is what they're actually looking in for. The poking game is on, but let's just see who takes the first blood, because it's going to be really crucial. Most of the time, it becomes a trade, but I'm willing to see if it's going to be completely one-sided, like you mentioned.
Yeah, hopefully it's not one-sided, right? Hopefully it's not, and we see a little bit of an action coming in this time around. The turtle's is already spawned. You can see TTV MOBA 07 trying to take it away. The aggro is there. Dr. B right now goes in, but the enhanced sword coming in from Android 17. Retribution misses out. Soul Saver able to pick it up for himself. Dr. B level 4 can go in for the implosion, but here comes the Raging Sandstorm. The Flicker Implosion is also in play. First blood. They lose Android 17. They lose Sir Laxalot. 2 down for the price of none, and even given the turtle away. So red side definitely dominating this time around.
Yep, what do you expect? I mean, not expect, well, like you were trying to think, right? Hopefully it's not one-sided, but clearly. I mean, it's pretty simple. Angela, her weakness, the early game. She doesn't have the itemization, she doesn't have the Flask of Oasis, high cooldowns and doesn't have enough heal, and of course doesn't have the crowd control compared to the Tigreal, and that's what they're suffering for right now. And we can clearly see throughout the map that Dr. B just has so much more map presence, gonna be able to rotate to the goal lane, provide the information that's needed, maybe even go in for a gank, because look at that.
Oh, they got the hard guard along with the Zaman Force dropped in at the right time, and I think he missed it out on the Rhapsody, so Adonis wasn't able to pick up the kill. Good hard guard coming from Himaru to make sure Kuroka survives. The rotation coming in, and I think Dr. B has been on point with the rotation and providing a lot of information on the map.
Yes, and that was one expensive hard guard as well, because it's early game. The cooldown is staggeringly high, and Angela, since she doesn't have it, the next minute or so, they have to watch out. And at the same time, Suyo can prioritize taking down someone, because after all, he's in the enemy territory right now, and Dr. B is trying to give out as much as possible information, and looks like they are trying to focus on to Khalid, perhaps. Let's see what they do.
Oh, you can see the Raging Sandstorm catches 2 this time along. Molina Blitz is there as well. They go in with Infernal Pursuit, but Dr. B right now does not want to use the Implosion just yet. But meanwhile, MOBA 07 went in for the backline, flanked and got the kill, and right now he has a Soul Sever as well. Will he get the 2 kills that he's looking for? Enhanced Sword to make sure he gets out. Android 17 has the Heart's Guard, and Sir Laxalot able to get out of harm's way as well. MOBA 07 wants to go in for a little bit more, but the Curse Blast to create enough separation. And Domin come for right now. Oh, will they get the kill? Enhanced Sword. He got caught in the chain. The Tarifas had to go down. And you can see that the turtle definitely now on the favor of underrated.
It completely turned around, that clutch. Oh, looks like they're gonna go in again, Kronos.
No, not enough. Even the Enhanced Sword immunity was helping him pick up the turtle, but TTV MOBA 07 on the Suyo, able to secure these neutral objectives quite easily.
It makes sense overall, right? Like the Suyo with the Soul Saver, one of the best stealers, and obviously the Retribution was also on point, and he was able to secure it. And right now we're seeing slight around 1.5k gold lead into the hands of Team Dom and Kempfer, and if they're able to, you know, stack up this lead as much as possible, they do have a smooth sailing on their hand, and we'll have to see which team bites the bullet first, because obviously it looked like at first Dom and Kempfer was playing a really dominant game, but there is a really good chance because Alex's, you know, Molina was really helping out in that team fight, disabling Dr. B just enough to give them the position that they really required.
Oh, eats a face full of Rhapsody. Clap by Alex right now.
God.
Really gets clapped indeed.
Clap.
Gets taken down. Adonis just picked up the Sky Piercer. Android 17 has the hard guard hovering over him. Enhanced Sword to make sure he gets out of harm's way. Should be able to clear the mid lane, but I think they want to go in and penetrate at the moment. As you can see, the Swords is there to clear the lane. Dr. B does not want to go for the set just yet, waiting for the neutral objective to make sure that his team gets a permanent advantage.
Exactly, and overall, we can clearly see the confidence is coming in very strong from the hands of Dom and Camphor as they're trying to control the map as much as possible, but that might come at the price or not. To go lane, okay, a hard guard wasted out. They do have a chance right now if they are exchanging the information and communicating properly, because they can go in for Khalid. He doesn't have the hard guard.
Yeah, they possibly could go in for that. The turtle is up right now, and I think without the hard guard, like you mentioned, for this neutral objective will be a hard fight for them to pick, given the fact that Dr. B has both his flicker along with that implosion that can make the play. Sir lags a lot, getting poked out right now. Has the quicksand guard, however, should be able to heal back up quite easily, but I think they don't want nothing to do with this turtle. You can take a look at the rotation path. They want to get on towards Antanas. They want to get on top of him. They lose out on the turtle and instantly goes in with the chain, the sword, and make sure they pick up the kill after dropping in the Zaman Force as well. Clap by Alex comes in right now. Dr. B is here to save the day. Molina to zone them away, but he goes in for the flicker implosion with the Sacred Hammer as well, and they're not able to do anything because nobody used the skill, and they missed out on such a great opportunity. But here comes the Infernal Pursuit from the Phoveus right now. Untouched wants to go in a little bit more. They use the Zaman Force to drop it down and make sure they get the kill, but Enhanced Sword to get out of harm's way. Himaru still survive. Eternal Guardian to make sure they create the distance that they need. Untouched wants to go in for more. Kuroko will get taken down even after the backup that he received, and they trade that tower nonetheless.
The aggro coming in from Dom and Camphor. I was not expecting Dr. B to do that. I originally thought he would just be, trying to push them away perhaps, but no, he went in with the implosion, buying enough time for the Phoveus to come in, and Untouched was just relentless with his onslaught of jumping. And right now, look at the pressure that they're creating on the mid lane. They want it. They want the structure immediately to get the map control even more. It is, I just feel underrated. It's just getting overwhelmed by pressure from every lane possible right now, because look at the EXP lane, even the Khalid is not able to match the Granger anymore.
Yeah, they're not able to be honest, like you mentioned. And I think because of the itemization that's there as well, you already got the Hunter Strike building in towards the BOD as well after that Sky Piercer. Meanwhile, on the top side, Adonis, you're looking to kite quite a lot on towards Sir Lags-a-Lot. A little bit of a tongue twister there, but you can see the heal is enough. And right now, TTV MOA 7 can go in for the combo that he wants to, but doesn't. Gets out of harm's way, but Dr. B comes in, doesn't want to save them. This is the doctor that will throw you into the hospital. Looking for the flank angle. Yeah, looking for the flank angle to send him to the Krankenhaus.
Yeah, this is a doctor you want to avoid. Don't want to go in for the checkup. And right now the Lord is up. Did they take the third turtle? I'm sorry if I'm mistaken, but the Lord is gonna be up. And let's just see which team. I mean, overall, we can clearly see that MOBA07, he has the upper hand with the kit. He has. Okay, he's almost building towards this third. Okay, Julian going in for the rose gold. Just want the double sustain, double seal combo. Ooh, look at the Lord play.
Yeah, they're going in. Infernal Pursuit from Untouched, trying to zone them away from the Lord. This neutral objective is what they want to contest. The Retribution, who got it? It went in towards MOBA 7. Once again, the Zaman Forces drop. Dr. B is the one who's sending them away after that implosion play. Himaru trying to survive. They take him out. The price of 3 for 1. Like you mentioned, Ray, this is not the doctor way you want to go for a checkup, because he's the one that's going to be taking you down. And with the Lord in their hand, the side of Dom and Comfort looking to end this slowly and surely from the bot lane. And right now, they have the aggro. They've penetrated in towards the top side, looking to go in towards the mid. Himaru trying to survive. Untouched is there to create the separation. A puppet on a string, but not enough damage or not enough follow-up either.
It's just the issue with the Angela is just that she needs a lot of time to scale up, even especially when you're a roamer. And right now, obviously, Harry's just going to be forced into a corner.
Yeah, you can see right now they got the damage coming in. Clapped by Alex. Vincent the Molina. The Lord has been taken down, but the damage has been done. Real estate covered on all tier 2s. Only the ones left standing are the inhibitors without the holy defense even. So I feel like Dom and Comfort have come in and they've seen what they wanted and they've got what they were looking for.
Yeah, Yes, absolutely. And right now they have around 7,000 goal lead. Clearly, the score is. Oh, look at the top lane.
Yeah, I think he's still going in. Infernal Pursuit. Untouched doesn't really care. He was almost going to tower dive them within the base crystal, but didn't want to do so. And I think Ray, the goal lead of 6,000 or 7,000 at the moment, definitely being a big difference maker.
Yeah, obviously we can clearly see the difference between the EXP and the goal and the itemization. Clearly having Dominant Camp for not just itemization, we can clearly see the amount of map presence they have created. Sir Laxalot is the only frontline, and he's not exactly getting the hard guard to get the double sustain composition that they really wanted to run for. Most of the time, Julian is kind of requiring it because he's the one who's trying to take down Tarifas or perhaps Adonis. But at the same time, how can you go beyond Untouched, who's literally untouchable right now? And of course, Dr. B standing in front like a wall. They are just not able to target the backline. And because of it, they're just getting poked down everywhere with the Eternal Guard. And of course, Granger's nuclear blast that are coming in with the rockets. And they're just not have any answer to these onslaughts that are coming in. And obviously, they're just going to wait it out until the Lord is spawned. Going to be getting it without any competition. And of course, if you look at the itemization, we can clearly see Granger, 3 items already done, building towards the fort. Harriet still struggling to get that Holy Crystal just yet.
Yeah, not just that third item. It's a whole Blade of Despair. And same thing on towards MOBA 7 as well. So that's 2 Blade of Despairs on their side. Meanwhile, they just get their hands on the Holy Crystal. But will this Holy Crystal be enough? You can see instantly they go in for the concealed play on towards Kuroka. Dr. B wants to send them to the Krankenhaus. And you can see instantly goes in for the implosion on towards Android 17, who has the hard guard on him. But not enough damage. But here comes Sir Laxalot. Goes in on towards MOBA 7. Realizes that's the target. But not enough damage. He is only, after all, an EXP laner. But meanwhile, from the backside, Untouched goes in for the Infernal Pursuit, trying to chase them down. Catches Himaru off guard after the hard guard was taken away. Clapped by Alex, trying to survive, using the Molina to create the separation, but Android 17 has the enhanced sword to get out of harm's way as well. So again, after all these team fights, still no way for them to get past Untouched.
Untouched just does not care. Simply, his whole team backs down, but he just keeps on going. He is not just untouched, he's unafraid of anything. And that's the amount of confidence and that's the amount of ego that he really has. And it's respect-worthy. Look at him. He's just 1v1ing everyone, doesn't care about what's happening in the world. He is just chilling right now because he knows there's no one who can melt him down just yet. And obviously having that confidence, having that advantage, and right now a goal lead of around 8,000 to 9,000 goal lead right now. The Lord is going to be walking in straight to the base because I don't think they have enough resources to defend this.
Yeah, it is a Luminous Lord crashing down the mid lane. All 3 waves are not synced just yet, but you can see bot waves crashing slowly in. You can see that they go in Sir Laxalot with that Raging Sandstorm right now, but the implosion! It catches 2 and a 3rd. And right now with the enhanced sword, they're trying to get some damage, but it's not enough. Enough of a Terrify coming in from Tarifas. They get the 2 kills that's on the board. Clapped by Alex, the only one left standing. And oh my goodness, what a dominating end to game number 1 in this best of 3 series, Ray.
We wished for not an dominating game, but obviously Dominant Camp here, they had different plans overall. They wanted to show off how good, and obviously Untouched with the MVP of 0 kills is gonna be coming for a simple reason that he was untouchable. He just did not care. He soaked up so much damage, and this is a good turnaround from the previous series where we saw a sacrificial lamb, but this time there is no lamb. It's I don't even know. This is a medieval being or something because he was uncaring. He did not care. Simply, really overwhelming game for the side of Team Underrated.
Yeah, I think it was definitely overwhelming for the side of Underrated. It is, after all, game number 1 in this best of 3 series. And I think at the moment, they're looking forward to take it away in towards game number 2. Just a matter of time. But so don't go anywhere at the moment, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned. We'll be back after a short break. My name is Kronos. As Ray, you're watching the IESF National Qualifiers for Austria. And a big shout out to the National Federation of Austria and our sponsors, that is Tartarus, Whitefoot's Arcadia, Heinerfest Gaming, and of course Flying Eagle. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome back. You are watching National Qualifiers of Austria, IESF, and it is all thanks to the National Federation of Austria. The sponsors, of course, Tartarus, Whitefeathers Arcadia, Heinerfest Gaming, and Flying Eagles to make this all possible. My name is Kronos. Joining me for this one will be Ray. And Ray, you know we are in game number 2 already of this best of 3 series.
Yep, it is going to be the best of 3 series, and we clearly see Daumen Kämpfer getting that overwhelming win over the side of Team Underrated. And I'm really looking to see, I mean, their team does say underrated. I'm really want to see if they can pull up a different kind of game style, because obviously that healer composition did not really work out. They kind of lost out the balance and the level that they needed in the early game, and that is going to be really hard if you're matching up against someone like Suyo, who just snowballs in the early game, and they had to match it. But this time around, I'm looking forward to what they have in table.
Yeah, it's just a matter of time to see. We'll go straight into the draft right now, ladies and gentlemen. And seems like we missed out on the first half of the draft, of course. But looking at it, how it went, you can see clearly that they have a Joy being banned, a Zushin being taken off the table, along with the Matilda for the blue side, which is, of course, Daumen Kämpfer. And on the red, they take away the Suyo, the Badang, and the Sicilian. And looking at the picks, they prioritize the Julian for MOBA 7, which is understandable because it is a big dominant jungler currently in the meta. And they take away the Irritel to get that goal lane prowess on the other. But they pick up a Fanny? I don't know.
Untouched on that Fanny, you know, it kind of would be even better, because this time he'd definitely be untouchable in the sense that he might not be easily targeted, because so far Sir Laxalot doesn't really it's not a lock on CC, so he can't really catch the Fanny. The Molina, it's a 50-50, but most likely no. So Fanny so far, it somehow works in the theory. It works on the ingredients. I want to see what's going to be the end up dish, right? Overall, we're going to just see the second phase of the bans, and they're just going to try to choke out the heroes that they possibly can. One side jungler, other side gold lane. Let's just see what the possibilities end up with, because a lot of options still available, and I'm really curious if Himaru is going to proceed with the healer again, because I feel like if they do want to do that, they need to make sure like they pick up a jungler that actually can work really well and put most of his focus on Android 17, who's basically going to be going to the gold laner, right? So play around the gold lane if you want to play the healer, and make sure just secure the objectives, because that's the only possible way I feel like the healer could work out in this meta if they want to go in for it.
Yeah, I think they got to find a way. And what you're saying is not wrong if they want to go for it. That's the biggest question, though, at the end of the day, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't see a way where they can make it happen right now unless they really go for like an Estes or something. But is this the right... I mean, do you really want to play Estes against the Vexana? I don't know. Yeah. They're looking to get clapped, if you ask me. So at this point, they ban out the Freya. I think reading super hard into this game, just like how we saw they try to read into, you know, Flying Eagles the previous series, going in, went in for the Fanny ban. Maybe this hard read could actually be their way to victory. He's gone for the Dirot in the jungle, so I have a feeling it's gonna be a healer comp.
At the end, yeah, it's gonna go straight back into perhaps another Angela, or maybe a Florian at most, because obviously picking up a Estes on this game is gonna be a death wish with the Vexana. There's no way you're gonna make it work, for a simple reason. You have to make sure the Vexana doesn't see the light of day. But at the other hand, okay, Dr. B this time probably aware that there is gonna be a healer or perhaps a setup tank coming, so they're just gonna negate it immediately with the Kai's heavy spin. I'm really curious to see what's the goal laner gonna be, because you gotta match either with damage or mobility. And Granger, what do you think about the Granger against the Irritel? Many people say Irritel wins it out though.
I mean, Granger, Irritel, of course, Irritel is like a direct counter, right? Because when you use the Rhapsody, you want to use it in a straight line, but Irritel is always a moving target, because the more she moves, the more damage she does. That's her passive. It's inbuilt in the kit at the moment. So with this Akai, they're kind of looking to take away any prowess that maybe a Tigreal would bring in, which was already banned out, or try and single out a target, maybe create some disruption like a Beyblade spinning in the map. But I still feel like they're looking for a healer. I think this is like, If they put an Estes on the red side, I can see that Estes working. You know what I mean? But this Vexana, though, in front of a Vexana, do you really want to play an Estes? I'm not really sure.
That's going to be the biggest question. We only have 5 seconds left, though. Our answer is going to be coming in. Okay. Finally, we are going to be seeing a little change of pace here, as finally this Side of Team Underrated, they have played so far 3 matches in this tournament, and all of them have been healers, and this is the first time they're going in for a tank, so I'm really curious how they're going to make it work, and also the fact they swapped out the roles. Himaru was a healer, but right now going to go for the jungle, swapped out roles, and I'm really curious how they're going to make this Kufra work against this Akai. What do you think about that theory, though? Because I feel like against the Akai, I'm not really sure about the Kufra one. The Vexana too.
Yeah, I think just a matter of time till we find out which team is going to come out on top. This Kufra, yeah, it's against an Akai, against a Vexana. I'm not really sure if they're cooking in the right direction, but they're trying to cook, you know? So we'll just find out, wait till we see somebody actually take it away. Will it be underrated, or will it be Dom and Comfort taking a 2-0 and moving up in towards the next stage of the tournament? Of course, let's not forget, ladies and gentlemen, you are watching the IESF qualifiers for Austria. And we are getting into the land of Dawn. My name is Kronos. Of course, you can like and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, make sure you follow Ray as well, and Fredo and Sarah and Ray Ash, who have been helping out with this tournament. And Ray, looking at the draft, looking at both, I know you don't like the Kufra, but you think it's possible to work out?
Yes, in theory, it can work out. But the reason is the theory itself as well. Why Kufra carries a huge risk. Basically, once you go in, if you get caught, there's no coming out except for wasting out your expensive flicker, because it's gonna be the main playmaker for you. So it carries a lot of risk. So I'm not just saying about the macro decisions are gonna be coming in really big, and to give so much, risk on a single roam, especially when you're playing off against the Vexana and the Akai. I just have a little bit of doubt, but hey, I want to be proven wrong. And I want to see this Kufra just surprise me completely, because I've been surprised a lot so far in Austria. And let's just see what we have in store for us. Oh, bot lane?
Yeah. Adonis realized that there was a charge coming in towards him and instantly backed out, making sure that it doesn't get caught out. But in the EXP lane, they get the first blood. Ooh. But oh my goodness, what a combo coming in from the D-Roth as well. They got 1, they got 2. They're trading left, right, and center. 2-for-1 trade. And seems like Dom and Comfort are still coming out on top, Fredo. I mean, Ray.
It's okay. I got it, Kronos. But yeah, that Petrify really came in clutch, because they were able to gain that upper hand, 2-for-1 score and slight little bit of gold, and obviously gain some EXP from it. So they're gonna have slight bit of advantage onto this turtle. But the Theroth he doesn't have the ultimate just yet, but when he does, he would be able to have a slight advantage of securing that objective. But let's see what happens onto the turtle pit. We do see some gathering them together. Let's just see how the action unfolds.
Yeah, I think at the moment you can see, but they want to gank in towards the top side as well. Sir Lagslaw gets knocked up, and oh my goodness, if a Fanny is dominating the EXP lane early on against an Edith, I don't know, Ray. I don't know. Looking hard, looking tough. Dr. B is the one that wants to get the treatment done.
Untouch is just putting in the work, because I was not expecting how does Fanny work around Edith, but he does. But anyways, the turtle, the contest is up, Kronos. Who do you think is gonna get it? D-Roth.
No, you can see Kuroka went in. What a clapback against the wall. And I think I missed out on who got the turtle, but you can see instantly that Himaru got the pick off on towards Dr. B. And it was on the right time to make the revenge and rage play. And I think it just came down to a little bit of slight trades in EXP.
Himaru with that ult plus retribution, the steal was just on point, and they got the turtle. Okay, was it a misclick? Tarif was just clicked the flicker. That's going to be a little expensive. But overall, let's just see how it works out for them, right? But anyways, they need to focus on gold lane, right? Ooh. Definitely. Oh, Himaru's damage. Oh my god.
Yeah, I think Himaru is trying to find a way to crack it open. Kuroka right now does have the revenge, charging it up, doesn't want to go in. Himaru's damage is absolutely insane, and you can see he did it quite a lot. And Adonis right now dove upon by the heavy crossbow from Android 17, but you can see again they follow up with the revenge, and this Kufra that we've been doubting from Kuroka has been on point thus far in this series, in this game, as Himaru is just farming up, stealing away any sort of jungle creeps that the side of the blue team has, and he gets another kill in the mid lane as the Eternal Guardian also will fall down, taking on Tarifas at the same time. Ray, this is the snowball that Dom and Kamfaro are looking for.
Underrated, you know, underrated. Himaru, why was Himaru playing the healer? Oh my god, what kind of aggressive jungler that is. Because if I'm not wrong, Himaru is going for a full damage build instead of the typical sustain build that the D-Rods have been recently picking up after that buff into his passive.
Oh,
But
Dr.
look at it, top lane.
Yeah, Dr. B, but you can see Sir Laxalot taken down, underrated. Just when they get the advantage, it is being thrown away thanks to the play from Untouched, and Dr. B as well, able to find the opening that his team needs. But I think Himaru, like you mentioned, why you been playing support in mid lane if you can dominate the early phase of the game with this D-Rot like that?
Yeah, it's insane. Himaru created the opportunity by taking down Dr. B, and if they can continue doing that, Kuroka can just easily go in, just like we saw. But Untouched is putting in the work, putting the score to an even.
Yeah, he brought it back even, and I think Android 17 looking to scale up, but lost out on the bot side as well in that 1v1 trade. But again, back to the top lane, Dr. B realizes that Untouched is the key to victory, and just trying to make sure he presses down on towards Sir Laxalot, not having the greatest game. 0-3-0 thus far. And you can say that it's kind of making the difference. Here comes Untouched with the steel cables. Himaru goes in, wants to penetrate. Oh my goodness, the damage that came in from that skill 2 was quite a lot. The Spectre Step just destroying, piercing the armor of that Fanny.
He's becoming a kind of a glass cannon. It is working out in the early game, but obviously Damin Camphor has obviously shown their prowess as well, because look at that, he's going in for full damage. Oh, Fanny onto the bot lane though.
Yeah, you can see instantly being used. That Cutthroat had baited out the heavy crossbow from Android 17 as well. They want to get this real estate on the bot side, but not able to do so, and trade one in the top lane. And here comes the Fanny, who gets shut down by Himaru. The damage that came in is absolutely insane. This mid-game phase is where the D-Rod starts dominating. As you can see, Himaru right now, quite unstoppable. Level 11. And you can see he goes on a monster kill once again. Untouched level 9, and MOBA 7 is actually level 7 right now, Ray. This is a big difference coming in.
Were they just hiding the beast for so long? Because where was Himaru? Like, oh my god. You tell me that this player has been playing Florin and Angela? Where is that aggression coming in from? Where is that frustration gathering up? But anyways, they're gonna get a turtle right now because Julian is in no spot. Level 12?
Oh my
that is insane.
Goodness. You know what? Himaru could be a support main playing this D-Rot, but internally he's probably screaming Puppy Puppy Boom the whole time, because right now gets pinned against the wall and gets shut down by Adonis. And I think that's a heavy price to pay thanks to that heavy spin as well. And at the moment, Sir Laxalot trying to get something into the mid lane. Meanwhile, Untouched find some real estate on the top side.
Untouched is obviously doing the classic Fanny things, trying to get the map control by splitting push, because obviously nobody can keep up with you. But at the same time, looking at the side of Team Underrated, they just lost a really valuable snowball that they had created. Let's see if they can get it back soon, because right now the pressure is going to be building back again, because he was snowballing, but right now he kind of fell down from the treadmill that he was running so fast on. And
oh my goodness, the revenge, the rage combo with the Molina. They got the kill on towards Untouched, but they bait out the flicker by Clapped as well, thanks to that Dead Sonata, and they go in for the enhanced sword on towards Laxalot. Adonis trying to dish out the damage, but here comes the knockup from Dr. B. They get the kill in the hands of Tarifas, but the pin in the jungle.
Oh
The
my
purple
God.
buff pick catches 3, and it bought enough time as well, but not enough. Himaru came in clutch to save the day for the side of underrated.
Dr. B is just cooking so many Michelin star meals. Like, what was that? That is amazing. 3 people pinned down on the purple buff. Oh no, untouched. Almost got touched. But anyways, Dr. B, gotta hand it out to this man. This guy is definitely the star player right now. But it's sad to say, still, Team Underrated having so much advantage. Obviously, level, it's around 30. And MOBA 07 is still level 9. That is a massive gap. Untouched is the only one who's slightly kind of climbing up, but it's just not enough. Still 3 levels ahead. A lot of EXP gap, and the map control is a little 50-50 out.
Oh my goodness, the heavy crossbow just did so much damage from
Where did it come from?
afar. I didn't even see that. It was just getting burst down instantly, Ray. And I think Adonis realized that he's in danger, but look at Untouched. His positioning is absolutely cruel. He could go in for a 3-cable combo on towards Android 17, waiting for the right opportunity. Kuroka realizes the Dr. B is there, is distracted. Untouched doesn't want to go in just yet. He goes with a steel cable, trying to get the cutthroat, but unable to steal anything. Almost got taken down as well. I think he was a little too patient, not making the most out of the opportunity that he had earlier to pick up the kill, and that baited them and cost them quite a lot as they crack open the mid-tier 1 in the side of Dom and Comfort, and right now Underrated looking to snowball their way to victory.
Yes, and the Fanny's positioning as well as overall Team Underrated has been playing not just a dominant game, a really clean and precise game because they know what to do. Okay, there's a pause coming in, and just the damage though. I just want to mention the damage. Where did it come from? Irshel bursted 31st out of the map. I could not see it.
It was absolutely insane, right? Like, I didn't even know what skill was kind of being used. It just went boom. All of a sudden, it just snapped and entirely got deleted. And I think it's just the damage that's coming out quite a lot. There's no possible way for them to make a comeback. But there are moments of hope. There are glimmers that you can see where Dr. B, oh my goodness, somebody go back and clip that, because that was an absolute banger moment. He got a 3-man pin in the jungle with a heavy spin as an Akai. Wow, he created the opening. He bought enough time for his teammates to run away. But if that was an aggressive pin, it could have been a different story.
Not enough damage and huge EXP gap. They just did not have the resources to take down. But that was one hell of a good pin, if I've ever seen one. That was really great. And yep, Dr. B is obviously that sliver of hope that they're holding on to. He might be the only key into pinning down Himaru as well as the Irithal, and they might be able to take down these 2 tyrants of damage dealers and somehow make it work. That is the only, I feel like, the epic comeback chance. But other than that, I'm really curious if Granger has been able to stack up to the point, because he has been the main focus for Himaru. He's not letting him farm properly this time. Granger is just not getting those stacks, in my opinion, at least. I mean, in my belief, at least.
Yeah, I think Granger definitely looking to get those stacks on the board. And I think it's going to take some time until he gets there. But they still have hope, right? It's not like it's a one-sided game. They still have time to make sure things happened. But at the moment, I feel like there are... the game's not over yet for both sides. The game's not over. It could still be possible. It could be recovered, but Himaru's snowball from that D-Rot is just absolutely insane. And like you said, you know, why is this guy playing Angela? Why is this guy playing the Florin? I mean, if he can dominate the jungle, it's not like it's just dominating the jungle, but his rotations have been on point as well. So maybe he likes to play Angela and Florin on the outside, and while playing D-Rot internally, he's got the puppy boom going for him, you know?
True. You know, there's a meme about Angela, how she steals all your kills.
Yeah.
It's definitely this one. Himaru is that kind of Angela for sure. The one with the 12-0 KDA. He's one of those Angelas. And we can clearly see, because this is one scary Angela, bro. I've never seen it.
Yeah, I mean, internal Angela and playing as a D-Rot, definitely changing the game at the moment. And I feel like we've just gotten a small technical issue in the background, making sure that, things will go on. It's not just a technical issue. It is something that's going on with one of the players. They're having some connectivity issues, if I'm not wrong. So while we are there fixing that, because we want to make sure the competition is fair. After all, this is a shot to represent their country in the international stage, in the European qualifiers, and then if possible in towards in Riyadh as well, if they make it there. So you got to make sure they have a fair shot. So don't go anywhere. Until then, stay tuned, because my name is Kronos, his name is Ray, his name is Ray. And we're going to be back with the Austrian National Qualifiers for the Road to Riyadh 2025. Don't go anywhere, so stay tuned. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching the National Qualifiers for Austria, IESF. My name is Kronos. Alongside me, the one and only Ray. You can look at him right there. But also at the same time, I caught him off guard there, folks. Don't worry about it. But we've seen that the game is back online, so let's not wait any further. We'll take you straight into the game. As you can see that the pause has been unpaused, of course, but because of a technical issue that the player was having at the meantime, the Lord has been cleared already. And Ray, looking at this, can you tell, will Domin Kampfer actually be able to make that comeback, or will Underrated try and take this game away?
Record if they do it, because obviously look at the staggering amount of, oh my god, it's almost close to 9,000 goal lead just under 12 minutes, and the score is 7-13. Of course, the team overall underrated, really showing why they're underrated, making a really good use of everything. So the only way they make a comeback is Dr. B. Dr. B is gonna be their key to victory, and his pin down and Granger's damage. Adonis has to stand up and be that Giga Chat that their team needs, and that's the only possible way, I really say. And of course, they need to just put Untouch on that split push, just make sure to distract enough. But I think at the same time, Underrated is aware of it, what Fanny is cooking up.
Yeah, definitely aware of what Fanny's cooking at the moment, and seems like they kind of want to find an answer. And Kuroka has, Kuroka has been playing really well to put stops to whatever they have on store. And I think they went just for this Kufra only to counter Fanny. Yes, which kind of works out, but I think it was throwing all their eggs in one basket. But hey, guess what? Still worked out in the end.
Yeah, it worked out for a simple reason. Adonis was blocked so many times by that bouncing ball. He was not able to lane in peace. And look at Dr. B, he's not able to take up the damage despite being a tank. And that's just from a Nana's boomerang and the Kufra's passive. So we can clearly see the difference in damage and the XP and everything. Oh, okay, Kuroka.
Oh my goodness, he went in for the Revenge Rage combo, got the kill onto his Tarifas, and Himaru right now realizes the opening, takes it for himself with the Lord. They get a solo kill in the mid lane. You got a spinning Beyblade. Dr. B needs to find a doctor for himself, but guess what? Untouch is the one that gets taken down. The recall taunts are coming in, Ray. The recall taunts are coming in already. This is game number 2. Underrated saying that, hey, guess what? We found our mojo. We found our momentum. Even though MOBA 07 is in the base crystal, in the fountain, not able to get back up into the game, Underrated seal it for themselves. A victory to make it 1 apiece and take it to game number 3.
Was not expecting, just gonna be honest, because I really thought Underrated was gonna be playing around that healer composition, and Himaru caught not just me, definitely everyone watching right now, like out of surprise. Where did this come from? It was definitely one of the most surprising things. I mean, we saw Franco hooking everything in existence. We saw everything throughout on this Austria National Qualifiers, and I'm so surprised to see a sudden role switch working out so well. Usually it doesn't, but it worked out well for probably because Roam and Jungle, they kind of match. Their rotations are similar because obviously you need to rotate it, need to match it. So Himaru made it work really well, and Kuroka also did a really good job on that Kufra. I was not expecting it, but obviously I feel like the main game is gonna be game number 3, where team Domin Kampfer can really, bring out the big guns, because I feel like they kind of slightly held back a little bit due to their confidence, because let's be honest, they really dominated on the first game. So they kind of, I guess, became a little cocky. What do you think?
I think maybe it came down to the connectivity issues, right? Let's not take that away from
that
them.
too.
They definitely did have connectivity issues in the game, but also apart from that, it did seem like the game was going into the favor of Underrated regardless. And maybe, if you ask me right now, do Domin Kampfer have the advantage? I would say no, because the momentum is in the favor of Underrated, but maybe, just maybe, they'll find a way and an answer to make that comeback in this next game. Because at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, let's not forget you are watching the Austrian IESF National Qualifiers, which is brought to you by the National Federation of Austria, also by IESF themselves. And of course, a big shout out to our sponsors, Heinerfest Gaming, Flying Eagles, Tartarus, and White Feathers Arcadia. My name is Kronos. Alongside me is Ray. We will find out who will win the third game and go all the way for tomorrow's finals in 10 minutes or maybe even less. So don't go anywhere, folks. Stay tuned. We will be right back after a short break. Hello everyone, welcome back. You're watching MLBB brings in IESF National Qualifiers for Austria. My name is Kronos, alongside me Ray, and the one and only, call him Unk if you can, Unk Ray. What's good, Unk? But at the moment, we are getting ready to get into the game number 3 of the last series of the night between Underrated and, of course, Dom and Comfer. And seems like it is going to be a tough one for them. Maybe, maybe not. There were a few technical issues, so our substitutions kind of made. And we have Prada back in for the side of Dom and Comfer. Am I right? Is it Dom and Comfer or is it Underrated?
It is Dom and Comfort.
All right, yeah, it's Dom and Comfort. He's come back in. And I think, Ray, before we get in, I know you want to talk. I'll take another 10 seconds. Shout out to the sponsors, of course, Tartarus, Whitefest Arcadia, Heinerfest Gaming, and Flying Eagles. And alongside that, let's not forget a big shout out to, of course, the National Federation of Austria to make this happen, and of course IESF as well. This is the road to Riyadh, ladies and gentlemen. So you're watching us. Make sure you like, subscribe to stay updated with everything that's going on for Austria, Europe, and of course different things from Kronos. For right now, let's get into the game. Draft has already begun, and Ray, I know you got a lot to talk about this one.
Just a few things, right? First of all, you covered the series between Team Flying Eagles and Violet Xylophones, right? And we saw Flying Eagles, they kind of stumbled on the second game, but they were able to get the victory ultimately on the third game, right? So do you think it's going to be a recreation and maybe a deja vu for you that Team Dom and Comfort is going to be getting that win after, you know, kind of stumbling on that second game? That is going to be a big question for you.
Yeah, I think maybe it could possibly be the same thing again, you know? It could happen, but of course at the moment it'll all come down to the way that things are going right now.
Oh my god.
So the Iritel being picked up as a first pick. I don't know.
Hope will find a way.
Confidence
Even when all
that
is
Irisal
forlorn.
burst on that previous game. We saw it, right? You and me saw it, Kronos. And they saw it too, and they were like, yo, we gotta lock this woman right away. And I'm really interested actually. Tarifa so far has only been picking up the Vexana. I do know the quote, like what's not broken, don't fix it. But how well it's gonna work out on this game, I'm really curious because it didn't really work out on the previous game. But this time around, they have CC. So any tanky XP laner, it's going to be meeting those hard-hitting yo-yos, and they need to be prepared for that. So let's see. I'm really, curious for Clapped by Alex because he's been picking Nana. Oh my god. Looks like they just want to go in with what worked for them. Not even changing anything.
Yeah, I think why fix what's not broken, right? Like you said immediately. But I think this time around, Dr. B goes for the Tigreal. He wants to treat these patients in the Krankenhaus, but that will be the land of Dawn instead. So of course, Dr. B right now looking to cook with those implosions. As soon as Himaru goes in for the Spectre step, I think it's gonna be all she wrote for him. But if this Nana gets the Molinas on point, Ray, it's going to be a big difference maker.
Plan by Alex so far is, I would say, showing a little bit above average performance because I mean, it's a Nana. You can't really expect a lot from it, but really doing a decent job on that. Tarifas, on the other hand, I feel like on the previous game, he was not expecting Himaru to be dealing so much damage and he was getting caught too many times.
Is my name.
So I think Tarifas will probably be more aware this time, and also the simple fact that Akai does have some crowd controls on his skills, but the main thing is that Tigreal has a little bit more. He doesn't need to just use his implosion. He has his skill. He can make sure to keep his the mage a little bit more safe. So it might just work around for them, and they're just gonna go in for counterbands perhaps right now, because what we're seeing on the screen, a Diggy ban is honestly something that I not expected.
I mean, you don't expect it because there are different ways to counter the Tigreal, but I think it's a straight, direct way of saying that, hey, we want this Tigreal to be a problem to you, right? We want this Tigreal to be an instant problem, and that's why you can see that they take away the Diggy.
Yeah, But at the same time, the Akai stands on the table, right? They can still go in for it. So I'm curious, do they want to go in for the counter engage, or do they want to go in? I don't think they're going to go in for a healer, because obviously Himaru just switched up the roles and it's really working wonders for them. So I'm really looking forward if Kuroka is it's just going to follow the same ideology that these players have been following, like don't fix what's not broken and just pick up the Kufra again. But this time around, would it work? Because there's going to be a lot more that's going to be stopping his jumping and his bouncing balls. And I'm really looking forward to what's going to be coming in. Okay, no, they're like, no, we don't want any business with it. Gonna be immediately banning it out.
Yeah, I think this Kufra was a problem previous time around. So understanding that they don't want to deal with it whatsoever. And so take it away. And at the moment, they just want to make sure that they want to get this final game in the bag. If I was Himaru, I think I would want to puppy pull my way to victory.
Yeah, for sure. And the thing, I just wanted to mention Adonis. Granger did not work out. He kind of lost in the lane, obviously, because the util is kind of the counter, and it did. We just saw why it happened. But right now, I'm really curious. Adonis, what do you want to go in for? The Beatrix, that's on your background? Or do you want to go in for the Moskov? But no, going in for the Clint. You've seen Clint tonight, right? Quite a bit of them. How good is he?
Clint is good, in my opinion, Ray. Clint is really good, but then it's not the best in the meta. You don't have a lot of mobility. You're a sitting duck. You do a lot of damage from behind, but you need to have that frontline presence, which they do in this game, which is basically a Tigreal and also the CC. So the damage is present. I mean, the damage is present, the front line is present. Is the finish still available? They have a lot of CC as well, which is basically crowd control, not the hero CC. So a lot of crowd control present, a lot of beefy frontliners present. Will they be able to get that finish? And on the other side, will they go for an assassin that can directly dive on towards this Clint? No, they don't. They go for a sustained route again, picking up an Akai with the X-Borg in the EXP lane.
Really interesting, because Xbox was the last on my list against CC. I'm not even sure how it kind of works out on the textbook, because how are you supposed to make it work? Because CC would just really stomp your armor, Firag armor immediately, and you'll just have to play a complete backward game, have to play passive, and you can't really provide that. So I'm not really sure about the Xborg, but obviously Kuroka with the Akai, just a disruptor for the Tigreal, just gonna make sure that he doesn't get the sets that he needs. On the other hand, you were talking about the cleanup crew, right? I'm waiting to see MOBA 07. Okay, just gonna go with the Julian. Let's see if his spears and forks and everything is gonna be good enough to clean up the amount of... We can clearly see the damage is there. The cleanup is going to be really important. MOBA 07 is going to be playing an extremely crucial role this game. And Himaru impressed us previously. This is going to be a really good matchup. And of course, it's the final match after all.
Yeah, not only was he impressive, but not only will he have a lot on his shoulders as well for the side of MOBA 7. I think it's just a matter of time till we see, will they be able to step up to the plate? Because that's the important one right now. Because it is, of course, the final game in this best of 3. The final series for the night as well, before we get onto the finals tomorrow. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's not wait any further. Straight away into the land of dawn we go. My name is Kronos. Alongside me, the one and only Ray. Shout out to Fredo, who was here earlier. But of course, at the moment, seems like this is going to be a really, really interesting game. As you can see, both of the teams want to get started on the orange side, making opposite rotations, and possibly maybe contest for the Lethal Wanderer, right?
Possibly going for the Lethal Wanderer, just want that small grog out of the way. But at the same time, where they begin is going to be making sure where the rotation is going to end up. Julian is probably just going to try to prioritize Android 17, of course, because of the simple fact of how much havoc he created on the previous game. And if they rotate it towards the XP lane, they will be able to provide the backup to the CC. Pretty simple talk to the textbook. But on the other hand, I'm really curious to see like the mid lane and the rotation from both of the roamers. So far though, they're just trying to support their teams, but no information just provided just yet, except for their Kai. So overall, peaceful laning phase. Let's just see who throws out the hammer first.
Yeah, who's going to throw out the hammer and who's going to throw in the white towel? Because right now he goes in. Abyssal Strike coming out. First the blood from Himaru on towards the top side. And you can see instantly this D-Rod looking to snowball this game and make it theirs.
Yep, and the rotation worked out really well for them. I actually thought CC might be able to get out, but that Vengeance, which is supposed to kind of defend her, was the doomfall. Did not have the dash to come out of the situation, got stuck there. Ooh, Julian here.
Enhance sight, enough damage being done. Passive proc, MOBA 07 taken down low, but he gets the sword to get out of harm's way. Enough coming in from that deadly grasp as well. I think Tarifas wants to go for the flicker, but not being provided the opportunity to do so. Kuroka could go for the knockup and instantly in harm's way. And Android 17 picks up the kill. As meanwhile on the top side, Prada getting a little bit of a cheeky cut in towards the lane just before the turtle, putting Kuroka between a rock and a hard place. And at the moment, I think, hey, it's 50-50 again.
Yeah, again 50-50, but obviously Himaru having that lead. But we saw it. As long as he has the ultimate, he has a higher chances of securing the objective, of course, because it's a combination just like Balman and Suyo and Fredrin, of course. But oh, there's the curtain call.
Oh, and instantly goes in. You see that Sacred Hammer coming out, but he gets taken down by the Abyssum Strike once again. You have the Death Sonata or the Heavy Crossbow connecting at the same time. And you can see Turtle once again in the hands of Underrated. But oh, they catch MOBA 07 and pinned him against the wall, but the Enhanced Sword to kick him out of harm's way. I think Android 17 could have picked up the kill with the Heavy Crossbow, but already used it earlier. And I think it was just a little bit of a luck factor playing in towards Underrated at that point.
For sure. And oh my god, this is kind of retreated from the previous game. Because look at that 4-0 score, and obviously Tyroth again leading on with that full burst build. I'm not really sure if team, I mean, just like we said, like what's not broken, don't fix it, and it's really working wonders for them. Look at the damage from Irithel already. Adonis being forced back, and Akai providing the information. Do they want to go in, or do they just want to wait it out? Because the team, Prada is also, no, Prada's not going to come, but Tiger, let's see what their decision is. Oh, they're chunking down the lane.
Oh, Molina Blitz combo with the Abyssum Strike. He picked up the double. Himaru has the Spectre Step, could go for more. MOBA 7 does not have any skills available. Curtain Call being used with the Yo-Yo Blitz. He survives still somehow. Prada will get taken down. He got a triple kill, Himaru. And then they lost the one more thanks to the support of his team. And you can see they are dominating the map slowly and surely. 8-0. 2K goal lead as well, Ray.
Clap by, his name is Bai, but he just clapped them. I don't think they were expecting that. I don't think they were expecting that ult to be coming in and to be. Oh, flicker. A flicker baited out. Really good job. But overall, what an engage. And Himaru again getting that such good snowball. I feel like it's
oh my god, the pin
pin
on the wall, absolutely beautiful coming in. But guess who's there to pick up the pieces once again? It's Himaru. He is on a monster kill. 6-0-1 on a D-Rot less than 5 minutes into the game. Yes, that's where you want to be, but I don't think it's the smartest decision to have all the kills being put into that one basket, which basically gives him a really high bounty, because if he gets taken down, then that could be the possible comeback angle that that the other side is looking for.
That is the thing. They needed to kind of, distribute the kills, but it did not really come into play. And right now, Himaru getting so many kills, he has the highest bounty, so him getting taken down is going to be the main thing that obviously the team Dominant Camphor is going to be looking for. But is it really possible just yet? Because they don't have the resources to do so. Kuroka on this Akai is trying to recreate the cheeky plays that Dr. B did. And North Cam kill. Android 17 just overall dominating. Of course, those turtles and the goal lead of 3,000 is working in wonders for them.
Yeah, I think it is starting to work wonders slowly and surely, but at the same time, Dr. B here wants to go for the set, but as soon as he goes for it, Kuroka is going to spin, right? Himaru looking for the flank angle, didn't get it. They get the tower real estate on the bot side, but over here, top side, something's cooking. They want to fight. Both teams are looking for an angle to pick someone off, especially Dr. B, but you can see Prada's Vengeance being bait on instantly, but he went for the flicker implosion and instantly unlocked the heavy spin. That's the combo I was talking about, but they go in for the last insanity on towards Tarifas. The flicker is out of harm's way as well, but the smart missiles picks up the kill. They get him in return with the yo-yo blitz. Kuroka has the flicker on. Here comes Android 17 with the Molina blitz combo, dishing out the damage using the heavy crossbow. Android 17 comes to save the day.
Clap by Alex, it just has, I am not sure if it's just precise timing or they just have a really well-planned communication, but that Molina Blitz comboed with the Irithel's crossbow, it's so much damage. I don't think MOBA07 was even prepared. He could not really use his enhanced skill to get out of the situation, and right now, slowly but surely, Android 17 is also getting the kills fed to him, and he's gonna be dealing so much damage, and I don't think Adonis is really able to match that level just yet. Not because he's playing bad, it's just that the pressure being put into his lane. Oh my god.
That's a tank we're talking about. That is an absolute tank. That's a Tigreal, probably the tankiest of tanks in the game. One Spectre step. He took away a quarter of his HP. Abyss of Strike just to burst him down. Even after the Terrify. Oh my goodness. This D-Rot is on a massive snowball. 7-0-1 in this game. And I think this just goes to show how strong of a pick this D-Rot actually is currently in the current meta, or like in this game at least, because you can see it does not have doesn't have the Thunderbolt, nor does he have the Sky Piercer, but doesn't need those to pick up the kill because he definitely has the Blade of the Heptases right now. They use Conceal from Dr. B and Hand Sword to make sure he gets out, and Kuroko just baited everything out from them very well before they're going to try and penetrate into the tier 2 in the mid lane.
Yeah, just like I mentioned in the previous game, right? Dairos not going sustain actually worked out wonderful for them. I'm really starting to wonder if the fact that this was their plan all along, their master plan, a plan of misdirecting everyone, that Himaru is a support player and the D-Rod just came out of nowhere, and we can clearly see his presence in this game. So much domination, and it just feels bad, but Domin Camper don't have the response, and looks like Xpork is just playing the poking game on the top lane, just gonna go back because obviously no consequences for him. He has the spells, has the immortality even as well, but look at Android 17 going in for a 1v1. Will he be able to win it out? But oh, Himaru coming in from the back.
Yeah, I think Himaru wants to go on towards Adonis. Oh my goodness, just the force of the queen from Android 17 taking him down. Himaru has a Spectre Step to go for it once again. But who is the target that he's looking for? Because Tarifas is the one that has everything on towards them. They need to protect him to provide the CC with the Deadly Grasp. You can see heavy crossbow coming out, and he gets burst down even after the Deadly Grasp. Here goes the last Insanity with the flicker in towards the base crystal. They don't care. Sir lags a lot, not lagging this time around. But the implosion caps 5. But still, there was the heavy spin to make sure that the play could be nullified. Kuroka waiting for the right time, could smell it coming a mile away. Didn't matter what Dr. B was cooking, because that was burnt. And Kuroka made the most out of the opportunity. As you can see right now, they are dominating in the game, 17-2.
Android 17 was the only casualty, but obviously they still are in the lead and get the Lord. And you know, I'm just gonna say this cheeky joke because I wanted to say it. Okay, what's happening on the top lane? Okay, he's gonna be fine. But you know, Dr. B here wanted to be the sacrificial lamb, wanted to carry his team to victory, right? But Kuroko here just made him a mutton.
Yeah, I think Dr. B had the right idea.
Yep,
right. Dr. B had the absolute right idea. It's just that the draft itself kind of kills the implosion with that heavy spin, and there's nobody to bait it out earlier than that. Oh, heavy crossbow. Tarifas gets taken down. Android 17 did not care. Went rushing in, got the kill. Meanwhile, on the top side, Prada wants to pop the immortality, but Sir lags a lot, trying to sustain himself into survival. Immortality is popped. probably will go down. Lord is still marching on the bot side. You can see last Insanity get out of harm's way, but I think he's biting off a little more than he could chew. Prada might get caught off right now. Kuroka is there to cut his path. He's trying to recall while he is in that tower. Meanwhile, on the top side, you can see Heavy Crossbow was kiting everything as MOBA 7 got taken down, and they go for the second with the Abyssum Strike, and same time Prada as well. Vengeance was popped, but will he be able to survive? Yes, he does. Has the performance delight to get away, but they're still chasing them away. Curtain call with the yo-yo blitz. Is it gonna be enough? No, it's not, but he's still kiting to survive, and oh my goodness, with the damage coming in from Android 17, it was enough to take him down. The Lord has been taken down as well. The only holy defense left is in the mid lane, but not gonna be enough. But I think they did. They came, they saw, they conquered, Ray.
Really gotta give kudos to, Prada. He was dancing around, buying so much time for his team because, Underrated were really distracted by the CC and they came with the reinforcement, and because of it, they were able to defend the Lord. If not, I feel like they would have lost an inhibitor easily. So Prada really that dancing around actually paid off. They bought a little bit more time, but is it really enough? Adonis really needs to scale up and do something about the Earthal, because Android 17 level 13 has one slight advantage, but obviously level advantage, but look at the amount of kills. 915, only been shut it down once, and I think he's full build if I'm not wrong. And the Zeroth, oh my god, the damage is just insane. Dr. B just cannot sustain the amount of injuries he's facing, but Adonis finally gets that Blade of Despair. We might just see a miracle play happening, but looking at the score, 21-3, a goal lead of staggering 7,000 on just 12 minutes. As the Lord's gonna come up, I'm not really sure if they can really hold it back, because MOBA 07, he can't come in for the Lord. And as we look at the itemization, Tiger only got 2 items. Meanwhile, full build for the Earthal as she builds towards the last item.
Yeah, I think looking in to get that Malefic gun to get the extended range. Dr. B, you know what he's thinking. He got the flicker, he got the implosion, he's been on point. It's just the fact that they got that heavy spin to nullify it entirely. So somebody's got to go in and bait it out first. Maybe MOBA 07, he does not want to go for that sustain build that you get with the Rose Gold Meteor. Goes for the Blood Wings instead. So not the best way to kind of bait it out. And you're not even going burst, so not really sure what that build is going to help out with. But of course, if Prada can bait it out as well, it's not going to be enough. The wave is being cleared. The Lord marching on the bot side. In Luminous Lord, Ray, do you think it's going to be an end?
It feels sad to say, but it might just be the end, because look at that. The top inhibitor is also going to fall. The bot lane is also coming in. This might be the moment. Underrated might just get the win. But oh, Concealed, eh?
Yeah, Conceal is there, underrated, looking for the flank angle. Once again, Molina Blitz comes out. They're not able to find an opening just yet. Kuroka understands that he's not the one to engage. He's got the one to disengage with that heavy spin. Tries to bait something out once again, but guess what? Enhanced Sword to make sure they get out of harm's way. All the minions are being cleared. Adonis trying to dish out the damage with the quick draw and the double shot as well. They take away the topside inhibitor. The only one left standing is the mid lane. And I think they bought enough time for themselves to breathe. But a 9,000 gold lead on the side of Underrated says otherwise.
The score has remained the same, 21-3, because they have been playing quite disciplined, not giving out kills just yet. And I also love how clean, and the communication is really good. Kuroka, just like you said, he needs to be the disengage tool. He cannot go in for the engage. But oh, looks like they want to cook something. But he does have the immortality, so it's now used. On the other hand, really liked how the whole team just stepped back when Kuroko was forced to go back due to his low HP, and they made it work. On the other hand,
oh my goodness, that was unexpected. The heavy crossbow with the flicker from Kuroka caught them off guard completely, and it forces the Queen to take away the kill. Android 17, Kuroka look like that, like 2 peas in a pod right now.
Definitely they do. And that was, I guess, what hit flicker, because Vexana, their cooldown, it's still not big enough, but they do take her down decent enough for possibly buy her a little bit more time. They are not really holding the lane just yet. I do think they should because they have the advantage all over except for the mid lane. So the lane sync should be required for them soon because the Lord's gonna come in and they have enough damage to just melt it down in seconds and possibly sync it with the time so they can come in on the 10 seconds and they can just come in for the finish because look at that. The base is gonna be naked really badly for the Lord and it's just gonna go straight into the base unless Team Dominicamper is able to misdirect it to the mid lane, sacrificing it, but might just buy enough more time because that's all they can do right now.
Yeah, that's all they can do because neutral objective secured. Kuroka baiting out the implosion with the flicker, saying Dr. B like, hey, I'm Riot, come on, kill me. I'm here.
I'm here.
Exactly. I can hear that in the background. The Lord even being taken at the right time. So it will spawn around 39 seconds and make its way down the bot side from 41. And at the moment you can see, oh my goodness, it's taken everything from the side of Dominant Comfort just to stay alive and kite away because the damage is just absolutely insane. 10,000 gold lead, Rick.
10,000 gold lead, and obviously Tigreal is still not level 15, doesn't have the full items yet, cannot survive the damage that's coming in from Android 17 right now. He's just a complete beast. He's no longer a woman riding an animal, it's a full-on beast, and we can clearly see the amount of damage that's coming in. 17 minutes in, super late game, the Lord's marching down, walking in, team underrated, might just secure the victory right here, unless there's some miracle play.
Oh my goodness, he went again for the miracle play, but the heavy spin was right on time with the last insanity combo. Heavy crossbow already used, and right now Proud in the back line with the curtain call, Yo-Yo Blitz and the Vengeance trying to help them survive. The Lord is still left untouched at the moment. Adon is trying to dish out the damage with a quick drop with the wind chant coming in right on time from Android 17 with the Molina Blitz. They take him down. Adonis finds the target. Meanwhile, MOBA07 dodges, bobs and weaves, and gets the enough space created. But right now, without further ado, they want to go for the base crystal, but Himaru goes down. Dr. B's the only one left standing, but the base crystal left exposed as Underrated will pick up the victory after what seemed like a little bit of a tensionful fight.
It was definitely keeping people at the edge of the seat because the moment Clint captured the shutter down onto Android 17, it almost felt like maybe Adonis just completely turned the games around. But no, the damage was still there from Himaru, from Sir Laxalot, tongue twister, and really great game for Underrated and the Dominant Emperor, but obviously Underrated were able to come out on top. 36% damage dealt by Android 17, an impressive number. And overall, I just feel like they kind of hit their cards on the first game by making Himaru play the support even in the previous series that we had before with Flying Eagles. And because of it, I feel like the opponents, the opposing team was kind of misdirected, was not expecting the Deroth, worked out wonders for them, had really great discipline. Dr. B was cooking on the first game, but Kuroko came in with a different kind of kitchen that he was not prepared to cook in.
Yeah, I think I don't know, man. It just came down to the draft in the end, Ray.
True.
Like, it was just that Akai in towards the end that kind of foiled the plans because Dr. B was, oh my goodness, on a different level. His flicker implosions were so on point. It just needed a little bit more direction in terms of the draft, or maybe somebody else have a secondary initiator who could bait out this heavy spin. And Prada with the CC just wasn't it. And this time around, but unfortunate for them, they'll not be moving on. And Underrated, though, will be going against Flying Eagles in the grand finals. Ray, what do you think about that one?
It's going to be a big thing, right? Because after all, representing the nation, this is a road to Riyadh, right? It's a big thing. It's a big thing overall. And I'm really happy. It's a pleasure being here, casting with you, and for this tournament after all, and seeing a really different scene here. I would not exactly say different meta, but different execution, different plans. It was a really big pleasure here. And of course, it's an honor to be here with you, Kronos. I don't really have much to say.
I mean, Ray, at the moment, I think with that game, this series comes to a close, of course, and it was absolutely insane. And thank you so much for being here. And of course, thank you to our sponsors. Let's not forget Tartarus. You want to join Tartarus, you can put exclamation mark Discord and you will find it. Of course, at the same time, a big thank you to White Feathers Arcadia and also Heinerfest Gaming to make this possible. Let's not forget the one and only Flying Eagles. A big shout out to them for making this happen as well, or making this all possible. And of course, the National Federation of Austria to let this event be a successful one. So, and of course, IESF. It is the road to Riyadh after all. So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we will be ending tonight's stream. Myself, Kronos, alongside me, Ray, the one and only Uncle Ray, you can call him. Maybe coin him a new nickname. But at the moment, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching. That was day 2 of the Austrian National Qualifiers. We will see you tomorrow for the grand final. Toodles.
Good night.